exhilarating. It's nicely struck. Here we go. One to win, 3 for 100. Gets it. Has he got enough on it? Yes, he has! A 6 for 100 and a win for the Aussies. What a night at Belrive.
You little beauty. Good on you, Glenn Maxwell. What a brilliant way to bring it up. Win the game for your country.
Glenn Maxwell creating sporting theatre at Belrive. Good day, everybody, and welcome to the third match in the Gillette T20 Tri-Series. Australia and England again, the Melbourne Cricket Ground tonight. A brilliant finish. Maxwell needing to hit a 6 to make it to 100, and he did so. Very typical Glenn Maxwell.
Yeah, the Maxwell show. Bat, ball, in the field. Unbelievable game, and I think great for his confidence. I thought he was very good in the first game, but to go on and make that 100, his second T20 100, will do his confidence across all formats the world of good. It's great to see him back around this Australian team.
Michael, the Australians 2 from 2, beating New Zealand at the SCG, and then England down in Hobart. They've got real confidence, haven't they?
Yeah, and I like this team. As we said before, first ball was bowled. When we've seen the Australian squad, there's a lot of match winners in there. So David Warner taking over the captaincy. He knows, looking through his order, he's got players he can go to and back under pressure that can win a game on their own. In 2020 cricket, that's the difference between a test match and a 2020 game. One individual player can take that game away from you very quickly.
Okay, and there's a move, it seems, to chase runs. The Australians have won the toss again this evening, and David Warner said we're going to bowl. He said a bit of weather about. He likes the idea the pitch might do a bit, and he likes to chase. I think partly too the Australians are happy that England don't chase. I think they feel that England are more confident. Now we've got Andrew Ty mic'd up. We're going to have a word with him. AJ, have you got me?
Yes, I have, Mark. How are you?
Where is he? He's in his warm-up somewhere. He's over there. He's cooled his jets, actually, in the warm-up. Let's start with those socks you're wearing. They're special.
Yeah, they're pretty bright tonight.
Well,
yeah.
What's you've got an option, apparently, for every game. Is that right?
Yeah. I got sick of trying to figure out which ones I wanted to wear, so I started putting a poll on Instagram to let the fans decide which ones they wanted me to wear. So tonight they've decided to go for the M&Ms over Steph Curry. So
you could wear one on each foot. You could start with the curry and then move on to the sweet, couldn't you?
I could. You're very right.
There you go. There's an idea for you. Listen, we've really enjoyed watching you in both the one-day games and the T20 games, and particularly your changes of pace. You've got a lot of variety. Is that something that you've developed yourself, something you work with coaches on? Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's something that I've sort of explored. Once I figured out it was pretty vital to T20 cricket, that I went through and I asked every single coach and different bowlers and wherever I was in the world, just asking what sort of slow balls they bowl and see if I could adapt it to my game or it could fit it into my arsenal anyway.
AJ, how do you go with using those variations in the different format between the ODIs and the T20? Obviously the difference between 10 overs versus a 4-over spell.
Yeah, well, 4 overs, obviously you've got less time, so you've got to sum it up pretty quickly and figure out that the batsmen are probably going to come a bit harder, so you can probably afford to use your slower balls a bit more than in the longer format, where hitting a line and length, making it hard for the batsman to score is probably the more optional route in that format.
I don't want to sort of dwell on a negative, but it was a difficult period for you at the end of last summer against Sri Lanka. Do you reckon you learned from that?
Oh, definitely. You know, every time I walk out onto the field, whether it be for Australia, WA, Perth Scorchers, or even my club side Scarborough, you know, I'm always learning something. So the fact that, I've had a rough start to my international career, but the fact that I've sort of kept going and I'm starting to get some results, it's very pleasing and it does my confidence a lot of good. And
what about your preparation tonight? I mean, you're kind of in form. Do you just get loose, or how hard do you work?
You still work as hard as ever, mate. You keep pushing, trying to find a new level, I guess, and you know, I'll try and keep as similar preparation to every game as possible, because then you know how you feel and how well you're tracking going into every match.
Okay, well, great to talk to you. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. All the best.
All right, AJ. Take care. Right, let's have a look at this Australian team tonight. Waiting for us up in the commentary box, Kevin Peterson and Mark Taylor.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Nick, just a great opportunity for this Australian side to win this match and book themselves a spot in the final. The top order really hasn't fired as much as we would have thought so far. David Warner still looking for some runs. Nice to see Aaron Finch back in the side, though. Still holds the world record for the highest score in T20 cricket. 156 many years ago at the Rose Bowl. Chris Lynn got a duck the other night, but showed us in game one what he can do. And Darcy Short, Kevin Peterson, gave us a little snippet of how good he can be in this form of the game.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. He certainly did. I mean, some of the shots that he played were high quality. He got tested with the short stuff, but I thought that shot was absolutely beautiful. That punch drive through the offside. That one there, he got a few of them. He timed a couple of them, and then he timed one straight down the ground for 6. So Tubbs, we've seen the good stuff. He just needs to get on with it and to go and get a match-winning score. That'll make him feel a lot more comfortable in the Australian setup.
Yeah, and that middle order's been going pretty well too. Marcus Stoinis did well in the one-day games. Alex Carey, I like him, looks a really good player. And Glenn Maxwell, we've already talked about him tonight, a terrific 100, has 100 for Australia in all 3 formats of the game.
Yeah, and that's a rare breed, isn't it? He plays some wonderful, wonderful cricket shots. There's been so much talk about should he be, should he not be. I think I'll be banging the drum saying he should be, and that's a shot that makes him play in all 3 forms of the game for me. He's a wonderful player, he's a superstar, and he's a match winner. Glenn Maxwell should get told, you're going to play in white ball cricket for the next 18 months for Australia, and I want you to win every single game you can.
Only 18 months.
World Cup.
Exactly right. If he keeps playing like he did the other night, he'll be around for a long time. Played very well. The bowlers, will see them first up. We've talked to Andrew Tye. He's in really good form. Richardson and Stanlake, man of the match in game number 1. And Ashton Agar, I thought, bowled beautifully in game number 2 at Belrive the other night. A couple of vital wickets in that middle order. So the Australian T20 team going very well. Be tough to beat tonight.
Yeah, we're interested in Glenn Maxwell. We were just talking about him a moment ago, and he got this fantastic record. He's the leading run scorer in the world over the last 5 T20 matches played by any of the top batsmen going around. He's one of only a very few players to have got 2 T20 hundreds. Colin Munro's got 3, and then there's a clutch of them, guys like Gale and McCullum along with Maxwell. Why has there been a problem? I mean, why wasn't he included in that ODI squad at the beginning? Do some people just get under coaches and captains and administrators' skin? Is it as simple as that?
Well, if you go on what we're being told, it's because of his form, because of his consistency in the one-day format. But I think there's more to Glenn Maxwell than that. I think he's a different character. But I think at the end of the day, a personal relationship or a personal friendship, in my opinion, should never get in the way of a selection. I think you've got to pick your best players. And I know Glenn Maxwell might only average 20 in his last 5 or 10 ODIs, but he has showed us once again in this T20 series that he's still good enough to be in the best 11 for Australia in the one-day outfit and the T20 outfit. And I agree with Kevin Peterson. I think the focus for the Australian selectors, not so much the players or the captain, but the selectors have got to be focused on this next World Cup. Glenn Maxwell was a match winner for us in 2015. He'll be a match winner for Australia in the next World Cup. So I think he's showing the selectors he wants to play for Australia. I think at the end of the day, form's going to be the way to get back in. I think you'll see him in the one days from now on.
OK, Michael. Right, let's look at this England side. Upstairs now, Ian Healy and Michael Slater.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Well, a bounce-back victory for England's been made a lot tougher because the captain's missing. He's been replaced with James Vince, lads.
Yeah, he has. The top 4 look good, though, don't they? We know what Roy can do if he gets going. He missed out only scoring 9. Hales looked terrific for his 22. He's got more in him, but Milan was the man who really impressed with the half-century in the couple of T20s. He's got back-to-back 50s, and I just like the way he gets about the crease.
Yeah, well, he's made a 50 in every T20 match he's ever played, 2. But his bat speed was impressive. He didn't need it in the Test series, and he was one of their best players there too. So now he's got the ability to go over cover and over the leg side very quickly and powerfully, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's a strong left-hand batsman, and that hitting ability we'll see here at the MCG. Once he gets going, if he gets going, he's a danger man. And the middle order, Joss Buttler, we know what he can do, Heels.
Yes, he's one of the best hitters in the game, but this is an area of their play that let themselves down in Hobart. This is where they underachieved big time. Liam Dawson, an extra spinner, comes into the middle order for England, so that gives them extra variety. They've taken Mark Wood out and put Liam Dawson in, but David Willey was a striker with the ball.
Oh, he's a good all-round cricketer, but with the ball, what I like is he gets subtle swing. That one didn't, but Dave Warner down the throat of the man in the deep, big wicket, and then this one. See the swing back into the stumps. Chris Lynn was out there for only a couple of balls and then up there again. He's got intelligence, and those 3 wickets were important at the time.
Yeah, well, the bowlers were pretty good. Rashid's a difference, and he's a key for England. And Tom Curran is always trying hard along with Chris Jordan. So they've put a spinner in and taken a quick out. Will it work for England, Mark?
Maybe. I mean, there are a lot of players short of their best side, guys like Stokes and Wokes and Moeen Ali and Johnny Bairstow and Liam Plunkett and Joe Root not playing. But yes, I think it's a great opportunity. You don't feel they look as strong on paper as the Australians do, and in fact that was proven the other night in the real thing, never mind the paper.
I think the Aussies are going to be tough to beat, Nico. I think they've got momentum now. Like I said earlier, I think they've got a really good team, and they bring the experienced Aaron Finch back in as well, who is vice-captain of this team. I think he's handy for David Warner to have for the leadership, and I think just his experience with the bat, his form with the bat will go a long way to continuing to see Australia do well in this tournament.
Okay, let's head to a market update with Bet365. Here's Billy Baxter.
Thank you, Mark. After defeating England on Wednesday, Australia will be confident of a repeat performance today, and they'll start as $1.61 favourites to get their third win in a row for the series. England hoping they'll see less of Glenn Maxwell after his man-of-the-match performance in Hobart, your outsider, at $2.30. Based on the form he showed against New Zealand, Chris Lynn tops the list for a batsman to score a 50 at $3.25. $3.50 for the English openers Jason Roy and Alex Hales, who have the best chance for a long innings at the top of the order. The big show has put everyone in a sixes mood, and Australia have hit 4 sixes in each of their last 2 T20 internationals at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. $1.86 for Australia to hit more maximums today, England $2.30, and the tie an attractive $7.50. And Australia are now solid favourites to win the series after back-to-back wins at $1.75. England at $3.75 could turn the market with a win today. New Zealand awaiting international tourists, your Smoky at $4. For a longer look at those markets and a lot more, go to bet365.com.au and please gamble responsibly.
Welcome to the Melbourne Cricket Ground and to the third match in the Gillette T20 International Series. Australia and England tonight. Australia getting up in Hobart convincingly, a terrific 100 from Glenn Maxwell. The toss won this evening by David Warner, and he's chosen to bowl first. He reckons there's a bit of weather about, maybe a little something in the pitch. And as we just said in our pre-show, we reckon that he likes to chase and he doesn't particularly want England to chase. So we're pretty ready to go here. England have a couple of changes. Owen Morgan's not playing tonight. So James Vince comes into the side. Mark Wood's not playing either. And Liam Dawson, second spinner, a left-arm spinner from Hampshire and a decent striker with the ball, also comes into the side. Just the one change for the Australians. Aaron Finch is back, so Travis Head misses out. And the drummers have begun alongside me here, and I think we can head straight up to the commentary box now as we welcome everybody around the world for the first time, and we can say hello to Kevin Peterson, Michael Slater and Mark Taylor.
Thank you, Mark. Nicholas, yes, the two umpires now making their way out to the middle. Great opportunity, as I was saying a few moments ago, for Australia tonight. They've certainly found some form in this form of the game. They've now won their last 3 T20 matches. David Warner's enjoying the captaincy, although hasn't made any runs yet in this series. But they're playing well. They bowled well in the first game to restrict New Zealand, and they bowled well in the middle overs against England only 2 nights ago to, well, turn England's innings around. At one stage we thought England were going to make 180 to 200. In the end they struggled to 155. So if Australia can win this match, they're 3 from 3 and they're in the final, which is in New Zealand in about a week's time. So for Jason Royal and Hales, who make their way out to the middle, they obviously need a good start and really need to win this game just to peg Australia back. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Mark Taylor. Good evening, everybody. Yes, it's the wicket that we're all going to have a look at now. First up, we're going to have a look and see what that's like. We saw the SCG wicket that had a bit of bounce and pace and assisted Richardson and certainly assisted Stanlake. We then went down to Hobart and the wicket was a little bit slow and the England batters got on top of the Australians at the start. So it'll be all eyes on the wicket. And those two gentlemen there batting for England are going to want to get England off to a humdinger. Don't have their captain this evening, but I'm sure the message from Owen Morgan to Joss Butler would be attack, attack, attack Michael Slater.
Yeah, and they can too. Jason Roy, if he gets going, he'll be dynamite and really help things at the top for England, as Kane Richardson has got a different opportunity now with a new ball. He can try and prize an early wicket. He can swing the ball, but can he control it? We saw that in Sydney when he opened up. That first over went from 9 and then he pulled it back beautifully. So he's got a lot of skill with the ball. But as Mark Taylor's mentioned, England did well for a big portion of that T20. It was the second 10 overs that didn't go well for them, but they were on track for 180. It might appear here.
Yeah, and Jason Roy will take the first ball from Kane Richardson. So Jason Roy at 180 here in a one-day game. Not that long ago, Jason Roy. Since then, he's made a 49 in one of the other one-days, but not much else. So here's Richardson to Roy. Oh, that nearly bowls him. Little inside edge back over the stump. Should get two, and they will.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. He's a player that'll just keep coming out and playing the same way. And if it's his day, it's his day. And maybe coming back to this venue is going to help. But just on the strength of that first shot, just tentative when you're doubting yourself just slightly. You're just pushing at the ball, wanting to make contact, and he's away from the body, gets away with it. But I think T20 cricket, KP, you know, can probably help a guy who is a little out of form, because you know you've just got to go one way.
Yeah, you have just one gear to play, that is for sure. We started with two in-swingers here this evening. In Sydney and in Hobart, Kane Richardson tried to swing the ball out, but he just settled in here to what he does best. His best is he hits a length and he tries to bang off stump. He brings the ball back in. But if you have a look at his series to date here on the Gatorade tracker, total distance almost 13 kilometres, top speed 31, hard running 1.1, hard efforts 30, 67, 71. He's done his distance.
Those hard runs, I don't know about them. I'm not sure I like them too much. He's doing 63 metres, I think it was. Hard run effort 63. He's doing 63 per match. Now, we're talking about them earlier. In a test match in a day, you do about 40 odd. One day is 50 odd. Now in T20, even though it's a shorter form of the game, there's more efforts involved.
Well, it's just the intenseness, isn't it? It's just everything's more intense. You're just on, and everything is a sprint. Everything's getting through quickly.
There's that short ball again. They've got two out for that. The two men they have out for Roy are a square leg and a fine leg. So they're going to pepper him with the short stuff. I see those two there right of screen. So there's no third man, or no deep third man, should I say. All the fielders on the offside are up saving one. Chris Lynn's at first slip. He's there because he has real trouble throwing with that problem left shoulder he has. And everyone else is just saving one. And that's through that gap. Cover. Didn't quite get it, Hales. Outfield's still pretty quick, though. Warner does well. Keep it to 3.
Yeah, good start there for Hales. It was a little bit in the air, but he finds the gap. And that's the first ball face, so he's away.
Yeah, I think the approach here is take wickets for sure, but also make sure that you get the batters, if they want to strike and they want to attack you, hitting to the square boundaries. The square boundaries are the biggest here at the MCG. It's normally the big play later on in the game. But you would advise the bowlers to pitch the ball up. There's a slip in position. I've seen Jason Roy hit one off the inside of his bat that almost bowled him. Get the ball up, try and see if it's going to swing, attack the stumps.
Now, how was that one? That was all right. Looked a little bit high from up here, but he gets away with it. Roy looking to run at him.
It wasn't the half volley, KP.
Not if you run that early.
No, exactly. He's seen it and he's banged it in. It's good bowling, good readjustment. Oh, gee, I wonder whether it was always going to be short, but Roy, he was coming down no matter what.
Yeah, but look at Kane Richardson's eyes there. As soon as he bowled it, don't wide it, don't no ball it.
Oh, there's some pace and bounce there. That one's called a wide. I'm not convinced that was a wide, though. It was there to hit that. He's only got to get some form of bat on that. It's 4.
He's trying to smack the cover of it too. I'm not sure about the bounce so far. This over, the ball skipping through, and it's yeah, that one bounces a little bit more. We'll watch that with interest.
Yeah, it's certainly all eyes on the wicket, isn't it? It is a bit patchy. A couple have bounced really well.
He's hit that well. It's got it in front of square too. Isn't it amazing that one no ball call, a wide call, it's going to cost you an extra 4 from that extra ball. Richardson will be ropeable. 12 from the first over. Well, 12 from the first over. And like I was saying a moment ago, Richardson, he would be ropeable. Last ball, what he thought was the last ball, was a dot ball. Ended up being called a wide. It's touch and go. Sure enough, the extra ball he bowls, Roy hits for 4. He's still shaking his head down there at fine leg. Not happy. Billy Stanlake to bowl from the members' end. Really good first match. Old quick.
Wait on!
It's a great game sometimes, isn't it? The extra ball, you filthy, you have to bowl it, and then ends up being 12 off the first over. So that's the start England wanted. They had the 2 wides as well. But Stanlake, let's see if he can marry up what he did in the first T20 with something tonight, because we know the pace he's got. We'll see how quickly he gets up to the high 140s, and he might just get a little bit of extra skip here as well at the MCG.
Oh, it's well hit. Has he got enough on it? I think it's Finch. Oh, it's a good catch. Aaron Finch in front of his home crowd. Welcome back, Aaron.
Well, they don't get harder in the outfield when they're coming in over your head. You're running back. You've somehow got to get the ball as it's coming down as soon as you can, but you've got to turn and sprint to make the distance. There he is, bending the neck, and then a nice little juggle. Well done. Testing out that hamstring as well. So the first wicket goes, it's 1 for 12.
David Malan batting at 3 for England. He's played 2 T20 matches for England. He's got half centuries in both of them. 70, I think about 78 in the first game. There it is. A very good 50 the other night. Started off really well. What a catch from Aaron Finch. This is a beauty.
Well, it certainly is, really is. Running back. First of all, there's a swirling wind here at the MCG. There's a massive northerly blowing here in Melbourne today. And you have a look at that catch. Playing down on ground level, wind's blowing everywhere. Finch started there, started running back, you can see. Then he has to turn. As soon as you turn like that, your cap stays on, you lose sight of the ball. That there, ladies and gentlemen, is a beautiful cricket catch. Back live. Jason Roy just runs the ball down to third man. So this will be David Malan, and he started his T20 campaign for England in a marvellous way in Cardiff. His first ball for 6. And then again down in Hobart the other day. He's been a pleasure and a treat to watch over the last couple of months. His last knock in Australia for a while, but he has a bright future for England, this man.
Yeah, I agree, KP. It was surprising watching how he played the other night. He didn't play in the one-days. I suppose it's not easy to get in the England one-day side at the moment. They're playing very good one-day cricket, but real find in the test matches this year. Played very well. And then he's sort of made his way in this England side. By that 70-80 he made in that T20 match. Oh, no. Oh, I thought we put the kiss of death on him. He gets away with it.
What was that, Tubbs? Yeah, the wickets are a little bit quicker, isn't it, this evening? Definitely a little bit quicker. This got him a lot quicker than it did at Hobart. He's probably setting himself for the short ball. This is a goodie. 148 kilometres per hour, pushing the 150 barrier. You can see that. It splices him, rushes him. Malan's in good order. He's in good nick. If he can still get a bat on that. First up, he's looking to score. Positive signs.
Oh, that's a beauty, that. Oh, if you hit that, you're playing well. That's 150 Ks with movement off the seam.
Yeah, and he's got a good channel going as well. And the ball before, that's probably created it as well. When you get spliced like that, the ball hits you a lot quicker than the previous game, and you think, well, it's a bit of a different pitch here to play on. And then you get a little bit feely with the next one. You think, well, let's try and see him out. 150 K on a pitch that's a lot quicker.
Oh, I tell you what. He's almost bruised his toe then, Billy Stanlake. That was lucky to make the other end.
Yeah, I was watching the keeper, watching the monitor, then watched the keeper. I thought that was going to hit the side screen. Jeez!
Well, at his pace, that's bounced 3 times. If he's a 135, that's bounced once, twice, 3 times. That's as short as I've seen for a long time.
I tell you what, the previous ball was a beauty, though. The one that zipped through. Ooh, that was sharp. Got the rhythm up. Oh, it's well bowled. Really well bowled. Very good over, actually, from Stanlake. And just the 2 runs in it and the wicket, 1 for 15. Oh, the crowd building up here. People have come out from the back of the stands and pushed in to their seats for this final T20 match here in Australia. It's only halfway through the series, but Australia with a chance to win 3 in a row, go to the top of the table and book themselves a spot in the final with a win tonight.
Yeah, it's a beautiful ground, the MCG. Doesn't do itself any justice when it being so big, yet you still get a real good crowd. It'll fill up most stadiums around the world. And the bottom terrace, that's filling up. Then you've got the middle tier, then you've got the top tier. Certainly any ground in England, this would be a full house, and they'll be waiting outside the gates. Wouldn't be able to let them in. But here at the MCG, the beautiful Melbourne cricket ground, absolutely spectacular. The members end, the southern stand end, a wonderful game to play the game of cricket. These blokes are very lucky to be out there playing. Look at the dimensions. That's why we talk about the pressures of bowling and where you wanted the batsman to hit. With a new ball, you want them hitting down the ground for sure.
Oh, that's out. Richardson's got one now. Roy misses out again. Australia have struck twice with this new ball, going well for Warner and his team.
Yeah, they have. Stanlake got one in his first. Richardson's got one in his second. He's just got this ball to bounce a little bit. Roy a little bit lazy, just a tad lazy. There was a slip in position. And he'll be absolutely fuming that he's just run that straight to the keeper. He had a wonderful knock the other day here at the MCG. Not so good today. Jason goes for 8. 2 for 16.
David Warner delighted with this start from his quicks. First over not so good from Richardson. Stanlake 1 for 3 in his first over. Now Richardson's got a wicket. Both openers out. James Vince, the new man at number 4 for England, replacing Owen Morgan. Good player, James Vince. We saw the snippets of it in the test matches. Some good 50s and nice 80 in the first game at the Gabba. Very good striker of the ball. There it is, he's hit that nicely. It'll probably only be 1, but struck it too well.
Yeah, it's a good start. He's really committed to the stroke. But Roy, he'll be feeling really out of sorts at the moment because he's talking about that 180, which was full of commitment, and that's just trying to run it past first slip if he gets hold of it. And just feeling off it. He's played it late. He's just not committed to those strokes. More disappointment for him, but his team as well, because he is so important at the top.
Lots of pressure on Milan now. Looked in good touch the other day. Australia got the field set nicely for him. They know he likes to play that pull shot. They've got a man there at square leg. Always happy at this stage of the innings to give up the ones.
Yeah, they are. I just really think that Australia should still be attacking the stumps. Tubbs, and they're just, I know the short boundaries, that's a defensive mechanism on the Melbourne cricket ground, but you attack the stumps, you get the LBWs, the bowls, the caught behinds. If they drive you down the ground, yes, okay. Little cross seamer with the wicket. But the skiddy part just bounced a little bit.
Oh, that's safe enough. It was in the air just wide of Lynn, not far from Stanlake, but 4.
Yeah, and the length again, we talk about the length, emphasise the point. Bowl at the stumps. You've got to bowl straight here with the new ball at the Melbourne cricket ground. I think the guy's playing straight. It's an easy shot. Now it is cross seamer again. Vince, he's a good player. He's a very, very good player. Australia have done well. 2 for 20. They could be 3. They could get England 4 down. They bowl a bit straighter.
It's gone wider now, Chris Lynn. Oh, there's the edge. Just moved from there, Chris Lynn. He was at first slip, pushed to about 4th. Alex Carey just couldn't get there. 2 for 26 after 3. There's Billy Stanlake, who's also done nearly 13 Ks for the series so far. A hard run effort's only 59. He's behind Richardson at the moment. Starts his second over to Milan. Oh! We've got Chris Lynn mic'd up down there at first slip. Chris, are you trying to avoid the ball, or you?
Yes, he's playing games with us, isn't he?
You've had a few flash around, haven't you? You've been at first slip for a while. You moved out for one ball and one goes through first slip.
It's just the way it goes, isn't it? But, you saw David, he went wider and he actually hit it through that gap. So being very proactive with what he's doing. The wicket's it's quite tough, a bit too paced, a little bit up and down. So I reckon it's going to be harder to hit down the wicket.
That one there almost went where Chris Lynn was a moment ago. Well, nice shot. It probably won't be 4. Now, Chris, just while we've got you, can you tell us about fielding it slip to Billy Stanlake? It looks quick from up here.
Yes, very quick. He's been good all series. He's been consistently in the high 140s, and he's been in the right areas which we're asking for. We're trying to bowl that sort of test match line of length, and the bowls so far have done that. As a move out.
Lenny KP, what about the batting order, mate? I know the beginning of the series you talked about where you bat when you jump up to this level. You could be batting anywhere. You might be shifting around this evening. Does that affect the way you prepare?
No, absolutely not. See ball, hit ball, you know that, KP. It's, as you said, it is a very strong batting lineup. But all the guys can play different roles, so that's the beauty of it, and we've trained specifically for that.
Did you ever hit this morning?
What, golf?
Yeah, mate, you think I'm talking cricket?
No golf this morning. There's a little bit of weather around, so
you're a fair weather golfer, are you?
It is a Saturday, so there is a few ponies going around.
You don't get special treatment? Come on, Lenny, come on, mate.
Sorry, what was that?
You don't get special treatment on a golf course? Come on.
You're the mayor down here, KP.
Good on you, mate. Now, listen, stop complicating it. See ball, hit ball.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, mate.
Well bowled. Well bowled from Stanlake. You see Vince there moving across, looking for something on his pads there. He could whip through mid-wicket. The big gap there. Really well bowled from Stanlake. Got it wide of off stump. See there, big movements there from Vince. Looking for something through the onside.
Yeah, they're finding him hard, aren't they? Stanlake, he's only gone for 7 runs. He's really difficult. And with that pace, line he's bowling, he's got the height as well. So interesting that Chris Lynn said it's a little too paced. Some coming through, some not, some bouncing a little bit more.
Oh, very well played. Really well played. That shows you how well he picks the ball up, David Milan, to play that shot against a ball about 140-odd Ks.
Yeah, well, he's moving around the crease. He's trying to play the pull shot, and then he can just lay back into one that he's got the right length to, and the line helps, and he just ramps it over into that vacant third man area. So he's got all the skill.
Nicely bowled. Oh, chance here for Warner. Oh, he hits 2. This will be close. Milan keeps running. I think he feels he's gone. What a piece of fielding from Warner. And they've got the dangerous Milan, I reckon.
That is a monster wicket. Milan's walking. He's not even waiting. What a wicket. What fielding by the captain, Warner. Have a look at his teammates. Have a look at the celebrations. They know how big a wicket that is.
Well, he will be pumped because he works so hard at sprint work. He gets to the ball quickly. He's always creating opportunities, Dave Warner. Probably doesn't hit the stumps as much as he'd like, but when it mattered there go those bails. And the danger man goes. Australia pushing forward with more wickets. 3 for 34 after 4 overs.
Oh, brilliant. David Warner. Sitting here just thinking about Temba Babuma, who ran David Warner out a few years ago in Perth.
Yeah.
Very similar piece of fielding. Little sort of sidearm, underarm flick, hit the stumps. Maybe Davey Warner's learned something from that. That was brilliant.
Yeah, Michael Slater, you probably talk about it, yeah. The little bloke, the fast bloke. A bit harder for us tall blokes, I tell you that. Never done that in my career.
I don't make excuses, but he works so hard. He creates so many opportunities in the air, Dave Warner, and that's reward for that. But it was how quickly he got the throwaway.
Oh, now Butler. That one kept a bit low. It's the sort of ball you don't want to get first up. David Warner, things going nicely for him. Let's have a look at this at real speed. Let's see how quickly it happens.
How quick did he get the throwaway? That was the key. And that was that other run out with reflecting on it. It was in the hand and gone.
So back live. Oh boy, this is a big partnership now for England. Bear in mind that we're in the power play, the first 6 overs, and I think you said, Kevin Peterson, game number 1, you don't want to lose 3 wickets in the power play.
No, you don't want to lose 3. You certainly don't want to lose 4. So now it's whether David Warner now discusses Billy Stanlake. Do we bowl him another one? Richardson, okay, he's gone. This is his 3rd over. Do we bowl Billy Stanlake? I definitely would. You get Butler, you could get the game here. A big push here. Yeah, certainly, Tubbs. You don't want to lose 3. You don't. You can risk to lose 2. We've seen it in a couple of the games the boys are starting. I said in the 6th over, last over of the power play, before to have a big ding-dong at it. England are a bit of strife here. 3 for 34. Pitch is a bit too paced. Stanlake there, he's up. Richardson too. Captain Warner, how good is he? How's the aggression? How's the energy from David Warner?
Oh, yes, no. Another one. Oh, he was gone for all money. James Vince. Maxwell had more time than he thought. Whether that made any difference or not, I don't know, but there was certainly a big opportunity at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, the Taylor Slater show here in the middle for England. Look at it. Yes, no, wait, sorry. Get back, Slater.
Stop it. It was never like that. It was always someone leaning on their bat at the other end. But that was a real opportunity, obviously, and Australia are buzzing. The energy out there.
Well, there's no doubt they're fired up, Australians. When the skipper hits the stumps like Warner did a moment ago, just gets everyone going. This time they're going to go. Oh, it might have been a tough opportunity at the other end. In the end, they got there, but then all of a sudden you can see one run out, and there's uncertainty in the running.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? You get that run out, and then the momentum shifts towards Australia. The batsmen start worrying about the short single. That would easily be a single. That's an easy single. Vince Scurry's there at the end, but he was cruising halfway down. He didn't know if Butler was going to go. Oh, look at him. Nope, yeah, whoop. And he got through comfortably. England need to sharpen up here.
Well, this time they'll get it comfortably. A good over for Australia, just 2 from it. 3 for 36 after 5. There you go. Now, Gillette viewers reckon that Billy Stanlake's been the best bowler all series, and I think they've got it dead right. I'm a little surprised he's not bowling this over, to be honest. He's bowled 2. It's the last over of the power play. We've got 3 wickets. What Australia wouldn't give for 1 more. But there's going to be Marcus Stoinis to bowl the 6th over.
It's going to start to trust in hitting ability, a combination of running between the wickets. England, it's chaos at the moment. And the effect, you said it, KP, the effect of good fielding and a run out, all of a sudden everyone in that gold and green outfit out there looks like they can run you out. So, and they're pouncing, they've energised to another level. He is pumped as captain, isn't he? He is so determined.
He's a different player. He certainly is. He's just got that energy in the field. Watched him for Sunrisers Hyderabad in the IPL, commentating there last year, and super impressed. Just his energy, his buzz, his field placements.
Oh, it's off the toe of the bat and falls safely. Well, that could have gone anywhere.
What did I say? It's all happening, Tubbs. It's all happening.
Oh, God, I'm in the wrong chair, aren't I? Where's Bill Laurie?
Don't worry, he'll be saying it at home. It's all happening. And now he'll be saying, don't take me off, Tubby. Show some respect. Oh, that's right off the toe. That's that two-paced element. This feels like there's something going to happen for Australia again. Butler is a hitter. He's a terrific player. He needs to get something away. He needs to settle himself somehow.
Well, it's an unusual role for him here. He finds himself at 5, and he wouldn't expect him to bat in the first 6 overs. Normally he comes in about the over 10 or 12 and has a big hit. Oh, it's up in the air now. It's a man out there, but it's gone behind him. Almost gone for 6 off the edge. Thought for a moment he'd found Darcy Short in the deep.
Oh, that could be the one. It was a bit top edge, but there was no one back there. So a shot that gets him going. It's just something. It gets him back to a reasonable strike rate, and it might just make him feel like, yeah, okay, I can size it up.
Well, last ball of the power play coming up. Australia will be pretty happy with that. 3 for 41. It's nearly right on 7 and over at the moment. From a bowling point of view, you take that every day of the week. Warner again. Ooh. This time he goes the far end. So 3 for 42 at the end of the power play. So the top order missing out for England, 8, 3 and 10. Top 3 hitters now Vincent Butler. They need to put together a good partnership, and one thing we did say in game 1 is that this form of the game, you just need that one really good partnership. Maybe it's Vincent Butler. Andrew Tye into the attack. Got that in the gap. They might look for 2. They'll come back for 2. Not easy to protect the square boundaries here at the MCG. They're big.
Yeah, they really are big. Most of the time in the T20s that are played here at the MCG, it's the teams that run the best, the teams that place the ball and run the best. So it's really difficult for the boundary riders to find out or figure out quite quickly where they should be stood. Stoinis at deep square leg, he's 10 off. Point on the boundary, he's almost 20 off. And really are big boundaries. A push for 2 there. Richardson real quick off the mark. That saves 2. Yeah, the square boundaries, Tubbs and Slats, they're monsters out here. Not good for the old blokes. The old blokes that don't want to run 2s. But singles don't really count in T20 cricket. You want your 2s, you want your 3s, 4s. Singles are like dot balls in T20 cricket. England 345, they go rebuild. A couple of overs here to rebuild and try and get to 10 overs.
Oh, mix up, bowler's end. Another one. Oh, no. Andrew Tye hasn't taken the ball here. Oh, he would have had him too. Big mix up. Finch again involved. That should have been out. That should have been another wicket there.
Yeah, missed that. Just lost a bit of composure there, Australia. It was on the money. It skips up too. It was up there. It was a perfect height to drag it in. It might have been a tad far away from the stumps, but definite missed opportunity. Should have been 4 down.
Well, the running's real concern for England at the moment. Oh, now playing a miss, slower ball. These two having real trouble with their communication out there.
Yeah, definite lapse in concentration, communication. Oh, England got to tighten up here. They really need to tighten up here. Yes, no, wait, sorry. Oh, oops, almost.
Back live. Edge. Slower ball again, just be a single. Yeah, just going back to that bit of fielding from Aaron Finch. He went for the bounce throw, which is fair enough. but he actually just threw it a little bit too short, and it held up in the turf a bit. Probably a little bit hard on Andrew Ty, because it didn't skip through to him. If he'd have thrown this a little bit further towards the stumps, just dug in there, and see how slowly it came off. If he'd have got that up near the square, that'd have been out. Oh, it's nicely timed. It's got that in the gap. Warner's going to show us his speed again here. He'll get back for 3. Good running. 3 for 49.
Six and over gets them 127, so they're going it better than that because they're currently on track for 140. Everything's happening. There's wickets falling. They're looking to hit their way out of trouble. They're having heaps of running troubles between them, these two, Butler and Vince. It is very exciting stuff that has the crowd very engaged. Ashton Agar comes in. He was excellent in Hobart. 2 for 15 off 3 overs. He had it turning just enough. And let's hope that the inconsistencies that the Quicks have been able to obtain, are there for the spinners as well. If it's not, Butler might take you downtown. Evening, Clarkie.
Evening, Hills. Evening, all of our viewers. Yeah, important partnership this, to state the obvious. Butler and Vince. Captain tonight, Josh Butler. These two need to be batting for the next 8 overs at least. They need a really big partnership. Get a good enough score, put some pressure on this Australian lineup. But the Aussies have been good. They deserve a lot of credit. It's that extra pace again of Stanley. I think it's putting this England top order under pressure. I think they missed Joe Root as well.
Yeah, not a bad call. He played a fantastic role in the one-day game and very solid, hard to get out, impossible at times. But this man can play that role. So he could do that. They've just got to settle this partnership a touch. 16 from 21 and get their running right. And it can still work. They can get it more than 7 and over. And they probably need 160 with the evenness that they've identified.
Yeah, with that depth in the Australian side, definitely. There's certainly something frantic about the batting, isn't there, that wasn't there in the one-day game? And hasn't been in England's 2020 campaigns of late. But there's a lot of regular players missing. I don't know whether that's created a bit of confusion. The running between the wickets is a good example of how frantic it is. And I think one of the guys on before us, KP, probably pointed out, you know, Butler arguably is the game. Big innings from Butler, big chance for England.
They might push for 2. They do really well. It was placed excellently. And so they've got to turn dots into singles and maybe 2s like that. 3 for 53 after 8. Marcus Stoinis continuing from the Great Southern Stand in. His first over went for 6. And that's the sort of run rate that England are scoring at. A little bit better than that. So can they get this partnership going, then use the batsmen still to come. Billings, Dawson, Rashid, Willie, of course, who hit Nathan Lyon for 34 in 1 over a week or so ago, then played a terrible shot in Hobart to get himself stumped. So there's a bit there, as long as they just settle right now.
Yeah, we've really seen the value in this series already of a good start, as we did in the one-day series. With England starting well in the one-day games and getting so much confidence and belief from that, and then playing almost with a bit of a strut, and that's what Australia have done in these T20s. A great start against New Zealand at the Sydney Cricket Ground and really puffing their chests out.
Butler's pushing. Must have been hoping for an overthrow or something, but yeah, they do not like losing more than 2 wickets in the first 6 overs. England are 3 down.
I think Dave Warner's done that well the first 3 games so far as well. Been quite aggressive with his fields. You've seen he's kept a slip in all 3 games so far. Like you mentioned, Ian Healy, the wickets are the key in the first 6 overs. Doesn't seem to me like this Australian attack's worried about going for too many runs. They want to continue to take wickets.
Slower ball, he mistimes it and gets away with it. It's just a devastating dismissal, that run out of Warner. You know, Milan just mustn't have thought he could do it as quickly as he did. There was no backlift. He did it on the dive. It looked like it was rolling along the ground, and it surprised Milan.
Well, again, the importance of fielding. So a really good catch from Aaron Finch at mid-on, and then a great run out from the captain, David Warner.
Yes, I mean, there's two things. One is his speed across the ground, off the mark to the ball over a short distance, and the other is his low centre of gravity. He's got much less to do to get down to the ball and release the ball. A bigger man would not find it as easy. He stays low, throws low, and hits. It's absolutely brilliant. Hours of practice go into that.
And I think if Milan suspected he was going to be out, he would have dived. There was no dive there, and there was no desperation. He couldn't believe it himself, I bet. Little Watusi at the crease. Oh, that's a good shot. Backs away, comes back to the line of the ball, and times a York through the covers.
It's a really good shot. As you said, Ian Healy, all timing. Fast hands, Josh Butler. Fakes to give himself some room. Look at that. Bang, straight out of the middle. The placement's perfect.
Butler's got a special ability to use his wrists to dig out those very full balls. He hit a 6 at the Sydney Cricket Ground in a one-day game off that sort of length. And he does it with power, obviously, in his wrists, but also a sort of real looseness. Brilliant. 3 for 61.
Heaps of kids in tonight, and it's perfect for it. Saturday night, no school tomorrow. Stay here as long as you like and see some action. Plenty of action. England are still creating it, even though they're under a bit of pressure. And Josh Butler and James Vince are starting not to care where their stumps are. They're walking across them. They're giving the bowlers a look at them here and there and starting to get some real rhythm to their stroke play.
Ashton Agar used the conditions at Hobart very well, taking a lot of pace off the ball. Forced a couple of return catches. One of them was very cleverly done, as he had to get behind the batsman at the non-strikers end and take the ball to his right side. The other one was very straightforward. But you kind of feel he's a savvy cricketer and applies it to 2020 very well.
He's got very good change of pace, and what he's done so well in this series, mixed up his line. So you can see now to the two right-handers, he's bowling really straight, not allowing these batsmen to get any width to free their arms, hit through the line. He's cramping them for room, making them hit the ball on the leg side. Nice, once again, that's middle and leg stump line. He knows he's got protection there. Very smart bowling.
And slowed it up a bit. When he saw the batsman moving around a little bit, just slowed it up a little bit. And if they're going to play a big shot, they need to wait for it. They're the things he's learnt in the last couple of years since he's had that dramatic start in Test cricket, and he's been in and out of that squad for a number of years. He's developing well.
I think this is much smarter batting by England too. Really got to get yourself into position to use the last 4 overs to your advantage, with some wickets and good strikers in hand.
Short, but they can't get under it. It was fast enough, so Vince just a single. He goes to 20. It's 3 for 67. A lot of the players are wearing the Gatorade trackers, and Andrew Ty is the fastest of the series so far. Running speed, 33.8 k's per hour.
Might be those socks. M&M socks tonight. Under the black pants. Pink laces as well.
We'll get a good look at him if he chases one in the field. We saw one, I think it was in Sydney. He was real fast. No, it was in the one-day series. I noticed just how quick he was. So Stanlake's no slouch either. He's right up there. Tall, big men that can move. Vince on strike, walks across. Doesn't deal with the leg cutter very well. Oh, down goes Carey.
Michael, at what point does a batsman have to set himself for the bowler to bowl the slow ball and then react to the quick ball?
Well, I think when someone like Ty, I think he nearly set up for a slower ball. Because he bowls so many off-pace deliveries, I think you've got to play for that. Play for about the 110 to 120k delivery. And then if you do get a quick one, that's where you can adjust and use that extra pace. But Andrew Ty is very skillful. Yes, he can change his pace, but he also executes, hits the right length with it.
Yeah, and Andrew Ty will have to be able to change his priorities. He'll have to make faster balls his majority at some stage in his career, a la James Faulkner. So he can't be far away from this team, but he's lost the effect of his slow ball.
And I think even speaking to AJ tonight in the pre-show, I think he's noticed that in the one-day format when he's got to bowl 10 overs, he's got to use that quicker ball more often, and then the slower ball as the change-up. Tough call here. But I think in 4 overs in the 2020 format, you'll see him go maximum the variations and then the occasional quicker ball.
Then get cranky at the umpire. It was a tough call. It was probably a right call. So his average is way down because of the majority of deliveries being of slower variety. Just leg side, just high.
Yeah, you hope umpires don't get too strict on the height. I think the bounce is such an important weapon in such a batsman-dominated game. So, and that was tight, I accept that, and you make a good point here, as the leg-sidedness of it might have been the reason for the wide as much as the height. But leniency to some degree with bounces is not a bad.
Oh, ball! Big rolling Yorker. Out of the back of the hand and into the off stump.
It's a beauty. There it is, Heels. There's that slow ball again. Just looked like it just drifted away a little bit as well. But again, it's the execution. Yes, it's change of pace, but look at it. Full, straight, perfect Yorker. Vince gets done for pace, and the line is spot on. Big wicket. England now in trouble, 4 for 70.
He's got so many wickets in the last fortnight. AJ Ty, 5 for in a one-day, 4 for in a T20, and he's back at it again tonight. 1 for 10 from 1.4. And he's got a new batsman in at the crease now. It's Sam Billings. Now, so much has been said and talked about this guy. He's got a reputation, but it hasn't quite lived up to it yet. Is tonight his night?
He's got a good chance here. Plenty of time. Give himself a chance to get in. He needs to spend some time out there with the captain. Got all the shots, plenty of talent. Sam Billings, great opportunity.
The pressure never comes off in T20s. They've got to re-establish this partnership, but also score it about 8 and over to have a total that they're half a chance of winning with. So it is go, 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 and Ty does not let you rest. Starts just outside off stump. Good fielding. The pressure's everywhere.
Yeah, they're on. The Aussies are on. They're full of confidence. Every run in the field, big run out, and the bowling has been perfect. There's that knuckleball.
Well, the key there is, yeah, the length, but it's the swing. It beats the outside edge of the bat. This kind of drifts. Terrific a piece of bowling. Control, imagination. And talk about a bamboozled batsman, that was one. 4 for 70.
Round goes Spider Cam to Alex Carey, the wicketkeeper, just making an adjustment or two. Ashton Agar's been bowling from that members end at the top of the screen, but they're replacing him with pace. So Billings new to the crease. The first 2 balls he faced from Ty were perfect length and difficult to score from. And now Stanlake is at Butler.
No. I think Dave Warner's gone back to his big quick, thinking if he can get Butler. Butler's the big wicket. Seen what he can do in the one day as captain tonight of this England team. If Billy Stanley can knock him over, Aussies are well and truly into the England tail.
Nearly became a very handy misfield, that, because they created an indecision between the batting pair again, and
a run out was nearly on and they didn't run.
It was very sharp of Warner at mid-off, who realised the danger and covered, so the guy had extra cover. So Warner's running hard left, and he's at quite straightish mid-off.
It's the first single, the first run in 5 balls since the wicket, and that's the type of plateau you can't afford in 2020s if you need to post a score that's competitive with Australia. It's good stuff from the Australians, finding wickets when they need to and then bowling extremely well to the new partnerships.
It's sort of been an up and down performance from England, a bit jerky. Good, bad, indifferent, bit of mistakes, bit of brilliance against them. And that is reflected in that chart. 4 for 71 from 11.5. A bit to do, I think. Whoa, that's real wheels. That is a fast cricket ball. See where it's taken to by Alex Carey, who's a long way back. He's on the edge of that advertising sign, the sponsorship sign, and it flies through to him.
146 Ks, and again, it's the good length. Long way back. Look where that batsman's standing. High 140s. Oh, with really good pace all series, Billy Stanley.
Clanging into the splice of Billings again.
Great length, perfect length. Hard to score when you first come out there as a batsman. A lot of pressure being built up. 4-dot balls now. Yeah, and I think the one thing we spoke about, even before a ball was bowled in this series, we felt the England one-day outfit looked very strong. Yet their 2020 team not as strong, and probably the opposite for Australia. The one-day outfit, we questioned a few players. This T20 team of Australia looks extremely strong and very well balanced.
Good timing. It's just out to the fielder though, so Billings is off the mark after 5 balls. It's 4 for 72. This partnership's 2 from 8 balls. It's great stuff for Australia. The 11th over was good, 4 for 72. Can Butler release? I noticed the first game of this series, New Zealand put all their big shots away too. This Australian side's been able to stifle the batting sides extremely well. There's been no real open up the front leg and play the big shot, look for sixes, because it's been too hard. We've got Chris Lynn mic'd up, and we've spoken to him once before. Linny, this bowling performance and fielding has been excellent.
Yeah, unbelievable. The boys, you know, they've really executed their skill, and I think you've got to give credit to someone like Ashton Agar. You know, the only spin bowler with us tonight, but you know, he's done a job for us over the series, and I think it's gone unnoticed because we've been looking at Big Billy and Kane up front, and then obviously Andrew Tye at the death.
Lenny, is the pitch a bit too paced?
Yeah, very much so. Very, you know, when you mark centre and it's very fine dust, you know, it's not that all the way through the wicket. And as you can see, there's a little bit of grass on a few cracks, so it's not your typical MCG T20 wicket, but we're going to have to find a way, and we're doing that so far.
Power play wickets so important again, and the top order, the bowlers were great.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw last game, they got off to a fly and we were able to bring it back, but the boys up front tonight have been exceptional. And then, you know, one strength of our game is that death bowling with guys like AJ Tye.
And what about this current theory, 1 over at a time for Tye and Stoinis?
Sorry, I missed that one.
Come on, mate.
You got inside
Not
boys,
as if you
Phil.
got anything
inside
to do.
boys, come on.
So, mate, the 1 over spells for Tye and Stoinis?
Yeah, that's. I mean, these guys can bowl their 4 overs, no doubt, but that's Davey Warner being proactive with his bowlers and doesn't allow the batters to settle in, especially on a wicket like this. I think it's so important to keep changing up the bowlers.
How is Davey as a captain, mate? How's he been in the team meetings and around the group?
Yeah, really good, really good. I've said it before. He's been so hungry to, you know, to really drive and be a leader of this group. Obviously, it hasn't been as kind with the bat for him, but it's a great opportunity for him to show his leadership skills. And, you know, you saw that run out before and how hungry he is to get to the ball and lead the boys around the park. I think that's so important.
It's certainly working well, Lenny. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Now, I think that last ball from Stoinis was maybe across the seam and swung away. A lot of bowlers are being able to do that. We saw one last over. Stanley got it across the seam and it just swing away somehow.
Yeah, maybe the way the ball come out, that seam might have just, yeah, definitely cross seam though. And it's the position Australia's in. England aren't in a spot to be able to take these bowlers on. Whether it's Agar, the spinner, Chris Lynn just spoke about, or Marcus Stoinis, the all-rounder, they just aren't in a position where they'd like to be able to say, right, we're going to pick one of these guys and we're going to really go after them.
Real test of Sam Billings. This 2 from 8 balls.
Good bowling. It's better him out there doing it tough than being in the shed.
Here.
Can he think like that? It's 4 for 74.
Here he comes, just working to the onside, so O'Gara has been playing nicely. Had a good T20 match down there in Tasmania. Loving the fact he is out there, Australia, in a terrific position. 4 for 75. Want to bring it home in these final 7 overs, but England still got some hitting there. Butler's 27 from 29. He can go to another level. He's that sort of player.
Yeah, there's no doubt Australia will feel very good about themselves. They're going nicely, but they know why Butler's out there. There's still very much a game on. Dawson, Willie and Rashid to come, but no doubt that Butler, we saw what he could do in Sydney. We made 100 off about 83 balls in that one day. Really accelerated at the end. Dangerous player.
And they need to find something soon because there's only been one boundary since the power play finish, so we've been kept to not much.
Yeah, they need to find something. Australia have been brilliant this evening. They really have executed their plans. I think the bowling changes have been good.
There he goes. It's high, really high indeed, and it's got the distance easily. And that's Billings. And they scramble for the cherry.
Well, he had to go, didn't he, Sam Billings? It was 3 off 10 before that ball. Can't just leave it for Buckley. He had to take the risk, and he did. Didn't quite get there, wasn't quite to it, but went through with his shot, struck it nicely.
Yeah, you're right, Tubbs. You can't just leave it to Butler. We know how good he is. We've seen how good he is this summer. But you've got to bat in partnerships. And that could be the role. That could be the way that Billings starts. Gets his account going with a beautiful 6. Push for 2 here. Butler says no. Already been a run out. They don't need another one. And a 4 for 84. Certainly don't need to go halfway with a run out, but that there is a biggie. We might check a distance on this. No one's pushed 100 yet. I don't think we're going to get 100 here. 94. These blokes having for breakfast.
Oh, okay. A quick one to finish from Agar. 4 for 84. A few heavy clouds when we arrived tonight, but blue sky above now. Some clouds there, and there was a hint there might have been a little bit of rain. The covers were out there in preparation, but thankfully nothing. Stoinis, he's got 1 over remaining. He's only gone for 16. He's been excellent. And 6 overs remaining.
That's really well bowled, that wide sort of full ball, just inside that little marker there that the umpires use. When the batsman's looking to back away, look at that, it's inside that line the umpires use as a guide for the offside wide. Got it full. Really well bowled.
Here's the tactic of coming at Stoinis, so looking to dance down. He's got to go, a hit and out. It's the side on throw. Maxwell's had a couple of opportunities. He's missed both.
Yeah, England desperate, aren't they? Desperate to rotate the strike. You don't rotate the strike to Maxwell. Jeez, he's fast and he's missed by an inch or two. Backing up by Finch, but he wouldn't have been needed. A couple of inches to the right, and that would have been England 5 down, 5 for 85, but they're not 5 for 85. They're still 4 down. Butler's going okay. Billings played a good stroke in the last over.
Oh, it's gone one way. The ball wasn't there. So that's how the premeditating cannot work for you sometimes.
And it's funny to watch, isn't it? It really is funny to watch. This shot, it's such a hard shot. He does it so well. He looks leg, no, he's going leg. Then he says, no, I'll go on the offside. He's as cool as ever. Such a cool customer, Joss Butler. Captain for England tonight. Owen Morgan not playing. Stoinis bowled a couple of balls out there outside off stump. There's a third man in place and a fine leg. So the boundary options.
They're going to charge through for 2 here. So that was a great slow ball that was taking a bit of turn as it got to Carey.
Yeah, Australia probably lucky it's gone for byes and not wides. It would have been 3 then. It's a big off spinner. It looked like it was too high to me. And then it spins and beats Carey.
Tubbs, you were moaning next door with the wide call. That was definitely not a wide about 10 minutes ago or fair. So what are you trying to do? Get extra deliveries here now you're on air.
I reckon that one was higher than the one that Andrew Ty bowled. He called it a wide. That was more of a wide for me.
It's so easy to umpire up here, isn't it? The
Absolutely.
your best players in the world with the best umpires.
Well, Tubby thinks he is anyway.
Oh, hang on. Look who I'm sitting next to.
That's been cast through the offside. He really slapped that one at pace. Good over so far from Stoinis. This will finish off his night with the ball. He's only gone for 18.
Yeah, it's very good. He bowled the last over in the power play too. The choice between him and Stainlake or maybe even Andrew Ty. Stoinis got the ball in his hand and he's done a very good job for Australia this evening. Wicketless, but he's certainly done well in the runs column.
And that'll be out. It's been helped through to the keeper. And given. Well, he's going to appeal that. He's challenging the fact that it was a glove. What was it?
Original decision out.
Okay, thank you. Third umpire to director. We have a review. Here we go. Front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we move on to front on spin, please? Okay, so what I would like to see is a side-on shot, maybe a hot spot, please, with the gloves, please. Just roll that forward, please. Okay. Thank you very much for the zoom it. Yep, okay, so that's clearly missed the gloves and it's hit the thigh pad on the way through. Okay, I'm happy to go back on the ground. Sam, there's no contact with the bat. It's come off above the pad, the gloves. Yep, thanks very much.
Yeah, there we are. Not out. Off the back leg. 4 for 88. Stoinis, we were just saying, wicketless, nearly got the wicket and rightly challenged too. So we would have felt that come off that back leg. It all lines up, doesn't it? It's hard to see. And now this will be Agar's last. He's been very, very tight as well. So England not being able to latch onto any loose deliveries. The running's been chaotic at times. The stroke play has never got fluent.
I like the way that Agar's just changed his pace. He hasn't darted everything in. He's been prepared to toss the odd one up. One went for 6, but Billings wasn't there for that either.
Oh, he runs away. It'll run all the way. So, nicely played there. Billings getting a long way inside. Agar thought he'd got his man.
Yeah, risk and reward, isn't it? The risk was walking across his stumps. The reward was getting a faint little nick on it to trickle down to the boundary for 4. Some of the shots you have to play in T20 cricket. Might have been missing leg, might have been hitting leg. Agar thinks hitting leg, doesn't matter, it's 4.
Oh, scamper through. Thought it was another dangerous run, but commitment from the non-striker.
And so far he's gone pretty quick with his first 3 balls, Ashton Agar. See if he's going to toss one up here in a minute.
I don't think so, Tubbs. I think he got hit for a monster, 94-metre monster in the previous over. I can't imagine it'd be enticing them to come down the wicket and hit him into the commentary box.
Toss it up, toss one up, wide of off stump.
Look for the wicket?
Yeah.
Okay.
The glory ball.
Okay. Let's go.
But we'll be looking for something big.
Nope.
And 1 ball remaining. Toss the last one up, maybe.
Go for the glory. Last ball. Come on. I think Billings will be running at him too. Don't worry about that. He'll be looking to hit this a long way. It's been a pretty good over. Just 7 from it. It's not bad from an Australian point of view.
There he comes. That's his favoured way of trying to get on top of the bowling, coming down. So good night with the ball from Agar. He finishes 4 overs, no wicket for 27. So here we go, Sunday, 7 o'clock, don't miss. Married at First Sight. It's the first sight commitment ceremony. Who says stay, who says they'll break up. The shock decisions you won't see coming. Sunday at 7 on 9. I know it's Ian Healy's favourite show. He's into it, he's telling us all the dynamics.
And Pup loves it. Absolutely loves it.
Change the field now. Mid-off coming up for Sam Billings. Extra man goes out on the leg side. So Australia have 4 out on the leg side for Billings and just a deep cover point on the off.
That'll be wide. It's one of those slower balls, probably the knuckle ball again, getting it wrong. Well, he bowls it so well most of the time.
Yeah, what you would do, you'd definitely line up, wouldn't you, for the slow ball every ball, and you'd just react to his fast stuff, would you, Andrew Ty?
Whoa! There you go. Oh, one bounce, nearly 6. Billings, that is incredible.
Well, I reckon he was doing exactly what you said, KP. I think he was lining up for the slower ball, and he got the one at 130 Ks. Fortunately, it was short enough that he could still play this sort of, well, it's a reverse pull shot, that's what it is. He's got it over short third man and almost for 6.
How much has the game changed? I tell you what, Tubbs, he's batted left-handed there. It's incredible, it really is incredible, the shots that the guys play these days.
He's thumped that too. He's absolutely smashed that. I reckon he might have looked around the field and saw Maxwell. And then he challenged Maxwell's reverse hitting and sweeping, because it was just like that.
Backward point and third man more like it is up, so he's seen his boundary right in option and been over. Instead of choosing mid-wicket or somewhere straight down the ground, the nature of modern day cricket, they choose the hard option. Hard option is to reverse sweep a fast bowler.
Jeez, I'm sure you tried that.
No, not a fast bowler. Not a fast bowler.
You used to turn.
Spinners.
You used to turn completely, didn't you?
Yeah. Starris I got a couple of times, but he bowled slower than spinners. So, no, Slats, not the fast stuff. I enjoy my teeth.
Shot Butler still trying to get a couple of big ones away himself. Only 2 boundaries in this innings. Strike rate under 100.
How about that arm from Stoinis from the boundary? There was always going to be 2. There was no real rush, but just look at this throw. It's flat. It's easy. That's probably the best part of 80 metres, right over the top. Beautiful.
That's that one wrong again. So a couple of times that was a readjustment because he noticed that Butler was coming at him. Pushed it too wide. So again, we're in that situation where there's this extra delivery, cost them a boundary. There's another attempt at a similar stroke. There's 3 overs remaining, full for 105. Well, there's a partnership of 35. We haven't seen too many partnerships this evening. Run rate at just over 6. Got to up the ante as Billy Stanlake comes back in. Big Billy, 1 for 13. This is his final over. That's a good stroke from Billings. He's putting on a little bit of a display right now.
Well, England need it badly. 2.5 overs left, only 109. They need something like, I'd say, 30 to 40 off these last 2 and a bit overs. They want something around about 140 at least. I don't think it's the easiest pitch to bat on, but Australia, if they know they've only got to score at about 7 and over, can play differently to England.
He's got that as well. There's not a man back there. Dave Warner might rethink the field. Good hitting.
Yeah, very clever cricket shots. The first over extra cover. As you see there from his first delivery, and then a little bit short of a length. Billings goes bang straight over his head. Billy Stanlake bowling in the 140s. He's played some very good cricket shots, has Billings, in the last couple of minutes. That reverse sweep was a wonderful shot, a risky shot. Got the reward. Sweep shot of Agar, that was also risky.
Doesn't get hold of this one, and Dave Warner will take it comfortably. He kept his men up there.
Yeah, he kept his men up, didn't he? A brave captain. Any other captain might have thought, let's drop mid-off and let's drop mid-off, mid-on back, but he risked a boundary for a wicket. 2 boundaries. But he got his man, he got his wicket. That's the positive captaincy that David Warner brings. And he loves it. Have a look at him. Yes, it worked for Australia. England 5 for 113.
Have a look at these two, Michael Sloan. Look at that. David Warner's not even up to his, or just up to his shoulders. Needs a box to stand on to talk to him.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Hurts the neck sometimes looking out.
What is he, about 6'8", I think, Billy Stanlake. He is tall. Watching Mark Nicholas the other day trying to interview him at Man of the Match Award, he had to keep passing the microphone up to him. Every time he asked him a question, hand the microphone up.
5 down. Over the top of Carey. Just enough on it from Butler.
And what about the way that Butler's just played? 4-4 wicket. Butler looks for another boundary. He looked positive. He looked mid-off. He got the result he wanted. It just didn't go in the place that he wanted, but it doesn't matter. It's not how, it's how many, and Butler gets his boundary.
And he's first since the 9th over. It's been a long time coming. It was just over the glove, wasn't it, of Carey? Jumps across again and given wide. It's seemingly unfair because the pads might have been in the way if we didn't go that way. Here's a look at this hit.
Yeah, they've got to go, England, haven't they? Billings hits a couple of boundaries, then falls. Butler hits a 4. Now they've got a wide. This is a good over so far. Still a couple of balls left in it.
Goes again. Gets away with it.
Just an extra bit of bounce in that one that got him out there, I think, Sam Billings. It was the right idea. He just hit a couple down the ground. Mid on and mid off up. That was where the boundary was. That's fair enough.
Yeah, but he kept mid on up as well, so he could have gone the other way, which might have got the bat through it a little bit better. That's smashed to the outfield. Will find some vacant territory. And that's the over. 2 to go. 5 for 120 England. It's disappointing top 3 for England. Never got going. Vince 21 from 21. It's really broken the big strike rate hurdle just yet. And 90 to Butler. He's playing a bit of catch up now. 40 from 44. Here's Willie. Running out of balls, 121. 8 from here was 136. 10, 139.
Yeah, the Aussie bowlers have been very good in this series today, haven't they? They bowled well with a new ball in the first game. Stanley took 3 and Ty took 4 in that game. The other day, England got off to a flying start and they pegged it back in the middle overs. And here they've made it difficult again. Just Richardson going for 8s and everyone else's 7s or under. That's really good.
Oh, this is interesting. You can see leg stump, middle stump, right across. That's a good pull too. He's gone the right way there. Tie full and straight at middle and leg. Yeah, Butler kept it out. That's unusual.
Yeah, it is unusual, but have a look at Butler's strike rate. Have a look at him striking here, that last ball. And he's striking at 19. That tells me a man of his quality, a man in form like he is, this wicket isn't as good as everyone might think it is. Or it's a wicket that I think is too paced, and it's a wicket that Jos Buttler, in the form that he's in, would definitely be scoring at above 100, especially in T20 cricket. Yes, he's lost wickets around him, but he just hasn't got momentum. There's only a couple balls left. Jos Buttler, the captain this evening.
4 men out on the onside. Oh, he's got the periscope up.
Teammates in Perth. Andrew Ty probably thought, I'll be bowling you the knuckleball. You've seen it in the nets too many times. I'll bowl the short ball. Well, he's seen that too. Look at the periscope. Look at it go. Perfect placement.
I tell you, if he meant to hit that there, he's a genius. That's the shot of the night.
It's a slow ball, so there's no pace to work with, so he tried to take it at the onside, so the ring and the offside, no third man, and the only man back is it long off. There you go, he extends it up. There's a little look up there, dongs it down to fine leg. Brilliant. Still just trying to break it open. They've got 1 over after this one to try and find that boundary rope. Butler's the man.
Yeah, what does he do here? He's probably going to look to hit the boundary, but he'd love to get the strike as well for next over. Andrew Ty's last ball.
It's rolled around nicely with the onside. There's the big boundary. Come back for 2, yes. Finishes the 19th. 5 for 129. So those overs, the last 3 have been not too bad. It's been a lift in the run rate. Interesting to note, the Big Bash, the average total first innings about 150. So it gives you an idea that this has been a low-scoring T20 venue. It's all about the pitch. So yeah, the par for England at the outset, we can say, is around 150 to 160 to 70 if it was an exceptional innings. And then they've got to try and at least get to that 140 plus mark. That helps. Good start to the last over for England.
Yeah, we saw the periscope that went fine on the leg side of the keeper. Just now seeing the nick that goes over the keeper. So it's producing the boundaries. Like I said earlier, it's not how, it's how many. He's getting them. Well, he's 10 or 5, striking at 200. England need a real big over here. 140, 145. Give Australia something to chase.
This is going to be out. And it'll be another catch. Dave Warner's been so involved. Obviously got that responsibility of captaincy, but run out a couple of catches. Aggressive captaincy too.
Yeah, the ball's following David Warner. Good run out now, a couple of easy catches. Just held it back, I reckon. Richardson there, only 118 Ks. And Willie was just through his shot there. Another wicket for Australia. Another dot ball. Willie did all right though, 10 off 6, 6 for 133.
So Chris Jordan is out there now in that last week. It just hampers the progress of England in this final over slightly. Depending on what happens now. The good thing is it's got Butler back on strike. He's 43 from 46. 4 balls. And dives home. There's another miss hit from Butler. We've seen a load of them, KP.
Yeah, we have. We definitely have. And that's why England just need to get some sort of a total here. I agree with Mark Taylor. Get it up to 7s. Try and get that. Just push to 7.5. See if England can get a 150. There's Willie getting out. He got a couple of boundaries. Struck a 200. A good little knock. It's as best as you can do at the end when you come in. He's got to whack every single ball. Just Butler. Just get a couple of boundaries if he can here. Minimum 140. Get something. It's good bowling. It's very good bowling. Very, very good bowling. Difficult to hit that unless he's ramping it, but there's a fine leg in position. So Chris Jordan's going to be on strike. The last couple of balls. Just get something.
Interesting here, Gatorade tracker, metres per minute with all the calculations of distances over the course of these games. Richardson is 72.4 metres per minute. So every time he's out there, going down to Stoinis at 66.5. And that tally in the test match equation, it's about 40 metres per minute. And then it ups another 20, say 50, 60 in the one-day international. So it just gives you an idea of distance travelled per minute that they're out there during the competition. Here we go, 2 balls remaining, boundaries needed. And it'll be hard, and there's a man back there. He's bowled well in this final over.
You can see with David Warner, he's really moving around. He's down there at long off now. He took a catch at cover to the left-hander a couple of balls ago. Also, he likes that position, I think, because it keeps him close to his bowler. You can say to him, what are you going to bowl? What ball are you going to bowl here for the last one? Is it slower ball, Yorker, bouncer, and set the field accordingly?
The last one. And again, he goes full, and it'll be a catch. So nicely taken. Agar running around swiftly, and it was comfortable. And Australia's job is done in the field. They've been excellent. England only making 137.
And that was another very good catch too from Ashton Agar. Made good ground to that, took it comfortably in the end because he'd made the ground so comfortably. Butler hit that well. It's one of those really short arm jabs again. And I thought when he hit it, he was going to get a 6.
There we have it, Josh Butler 46, and England never really got going. We'll find out soon whether it's enough. 7 for 137. We'll take a quick break.
Serial Killer with Piers Morgan. Wednesday at 9 on 9.
We took the Winterstar 2's attributes of fast starting and strong finishing, rust resistance and improved leafiness, and improved them all to create Ascend. This grass is going to deliver heaps of feed.
Ascend annual ryegrass. Faster winter feed.
So, Gordon, how can I help you?
I'd like to talk about depositing in my savings account.
First, can I interest you in a...
No, I don't need a home loan, personal loan, credit card or...
A coffee.
Ah. Thank you.
At CommBank, our tellers are rewarded for service, not sales, putting our customers before us. That's a welcome change.
Right, let's talk about that savings account. Oh, are you okay for... sugar?
Sugar be good.
Meanwhile, at the Carlton Dry under think tank.
Overthinking forgetting names. You run into your girlfriend's yoga instructor at a barbecue. You can't recall his name, but you're pretty sure it starts with a G.
It's probably Gary.
Gary's don't do yoga. Just call him mate.
Mate. There it is. That's some top shelf underthinking.
Smooth, refreshing Carlton Dry. Underthink it.
Every day brings a new challenge. You need a tractor that will be with you all the way. The new Arian 400 has arrived. A new generation of class. See the new generation of class at your local Class Harvest Centre, Warragul and Leongatha.
7 out of 10 Victorians can save money by switching electricity plans. The independent Victorian Energy Compare website makes it easy. You compare plans for your mobile, you compare schools for your kids, you compare banks for your finances. Now you can compare plans for your energy too. Victorian Energy Compare finds all the best offers. Take charge. Save on bills. Visit vic.gov.au/Victorian Energy Compare. Authorised by the Victorian Government, 1 Treasury Place, Melbourne. Spoken by Amy Fellman.
It's date night, Lyndall. I'm going to find you a boyfriend.
Oh. The future of dating is here.
Is it Chopper Read? Looks like Chopper Read.
Why would he think that's attractive?
First, she'll swipe.
No.
Ooh.
Then she'll date.
Has he got enough on it? Oh, it's a good catch! Aaron Finch in front of his home crowd. Welcome back, Aaron. Nicely bowled. Oh, chance here for Warner. Oh, he hits two. Oh, big rolling hooker.
There he goes. And it's got the distance easily. And they scramble for the cherry.
An efficient and at times electric performance by the Australians in the field, and with the ball England were restricted to just 137, 7 down, and you kind of sense they're 15-20 short.
Yeah, the only thing, the wicket's a little bit too pace. So again, I think the key for England's going to be wickets up front. They're going to have to get at least 3 wickets in the first 6 overs to have a chance against this long Australian batting lineup.
And the fact that Joss Buttler didn't time the ball like he can, and he's such a natural, suggests that it's not easy as the innings progresses. Nobody getting stuck in the way you might expect them to. Buttler and Billings. Sam Billings, I thought, actually showed a bit of flair. He got in, he made sure he was set, and then used some imagination.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity for Sam. His first real chance with plenty. I think he had 9.5 overs to go when he comes to the crease. So he took his time to get in. But again, the problem for England were the wickets up front. Very good catch to start for Australia by Aaron Finch. But I think their bowling, their execution was spot on. They used their variations. While the ball was brand new, they hit the pitch hard. And just England, look at this. This is the standout for me. Dave Warner setting the tone as captain. Big wicket. Milan looks in great form. Just the way they bowled in those first 6 overs, unfortunately for England, just hard to come back from that in a 2020 game.
Great variety there from Andrew Tye, that slower ball that swung a little. And it didn't matter what England tried, Australia seemed to have an answer. As I say, Sam Billings played some good strokes, and then Perish caught at mid-off. David Willey, it's the old story. People are trying, and it's just not quite going for England in this series in the way that it did in the one-day series, but I think that's because the bowling's so good.
Yeah, I agree. I think Australia deserve a lot of credit, the way they bowled and also their energy in the field. We said in the first game, we watched Australia warm up, and there was a real intensity. Their attitude changed from the one-day series, and maybe it was just a change of captain, some new faces. But I think we've seen it in the field again. Every catch got hold of. Ground fielding, brilliant. Direct hit run out from David Warner, outstanding. That has set the tone.
Well, let's have a look at Sam Billings' stroke play this evening. He made some impression with the Sydney Sixers, though he wasn't at his best, certainly at the start of the tournament. There's a bit about him.
Oh, definitely. Look at that. Reverse, what do you call that? Reverse pull shot. Again, he's got all the shots. I think the key for players like this is opportunity. So he'll continue to improve. He'll continue to build his confidence as well. Tonight would have done him, nothing but good.
Okay, we'll have a look at Josh Butler too, because though he wasn't at his best, as ever with Butler, you see a bit of power and, like Billings, a bit of imagination.
Yeah, again, Josh, he comes in a tough situation. He needs to spend the first probably 3 or 4 overs just building a partnership with Billings before he can actually play his natural game. But we've seen in the one-day series, we saw again tonight, so much power, hits the ball clean, and I think, he's done a good job to try and get a half-decent total. Yeah, they're short a few, but you give your team a chance.
Now, is this an easier ground to defend because it's bigger and harder to hit boundaries, or are so many twos available that it's a tricky ground to defend?
Well, it depends on your total. Doesn't matter what ground you're on, depends on your total. 137, look, I think it's the pitch more than the ground, because the pitch is a little bit too paced and the Australian players only know one way. They're going to come out and play their shots. If they can win in 15 overs, they're going to try and do that. These Australian batsmen don't know how to hold back.
No, a lot of stroke play in depth too for the Australians. We might say a lot of Panthers out there in the field, and Black Panther is the latest action-packed, must-see, epic adventure from Marvel Studios. Pounces into cinemas from February 15th. As we go to this break, let's take a look at the new superhero blockbuster, Marvel Studios' Black Panther.
A war is coming. My son, it is your time.
The Black Panther lives.
You can bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
The world's gonna start over. This is my time. This ends today.
Recognize your false confidence and calculated promises all in your conversation.
Marvel Studios' Black Panther in cinemas February 15.
It's the night of nights, the Alan Border Medal on Monday, featuring the Belinda Clark Awards, the best female cricketer. We have Australian greats inducted into the Hall of Fame, of course, always a lovely moment. Test ODI, T20 Players of the Year and name. And of course, all the glitz of the blue carpet. There's last year's winner, David Warner. Michael Clark is alongside me. He's won 4 Alan Border medals, equal most with Ricky Ponting. Who are you tipping for Monday?
Well, I think the obvious one's Steve Smith. I think his test form has been outstanding. But the silent assassin, keep an eye on Nathan Lyon as well. He's had a really good summer.
And remind us of the voting process. Everybody gets to say, don't they?
Yeah, every player votes, or 12 get to vote. 3-2-1 voting system. And then the media also votes. So it's a combination of the players' votes and the media vote that gives you the Alan Border medal winner.
A proud night for everybody involved with Australian cricket. Let's turn our attention to KFC Classic Catches, another popular item throughout the years of Nine's coverage of the game. Adam Voges, Steve Smith, Nathan Coulter-Nile. And a reminder for you that there's $2,000 at stake plus $50 worth of KFC. Call 1902 555 150 or SMS the word catch and the letter with your full name and address to 199 55 150. Let's have a look at Adam Voges first.
Great set of hand, Adam Voges, and he can field anywhere. This time he's at long on. Looks like he's going to do it comfortably. Trips over the rope and finds a way to hang on to it.
He ends up kneeing his way to the ball, doesn't he? I think that's the clever thing, really, to keep his composure here.
Yeah,
1, 2, oh yeah.
Great set of hands.
Next up, Steve Smith. Well, we've seen so many athletic spring heel catches from Steve Smith over the years.
Yeah, we don't see him on the boundary too often these days. Have a look at that hair. He's a youngster there, but again, he shows he can field anywhere. This is a very good catch. First, you to pick the ball up, have the wits that full stretch dive backwards. Then again, as you mentioned, Nico, with Adam Voges, that composure. Bit of a fumble, hangs onto it. That was a big catch.
I love the kid in the red T-shirt in the background, leaping up and down, loving it. And then Nathan Coulter-Nile.
Yeah, we haven't seen enough of Nathan Coulter-Nile this summer. He's had a few injuries. Good athlete, can score handy runs, very good with the ball in the short form. You can see there, it's a good catch at mid-on. I think he might have lost that for a second when he turned to chase. Very good catch again, 3 great catches.
And a reminder, $2,000 and 50 of KFC itself. 1902 555 150 or SMS the word catch and the letter with your full name and address to 199 55150. So 138 for the Australians to win it and go 3-0 in this series. We'll see you in just a moment.
All right, you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Bang go the drums. And will Australia go bang? 138 required from 120 balls. Which way will they approach it? They've got a bounty of riches that could bat at the top of the order. We're dying to see who's going to open. Is it going to be Darcy Short and David Warner? Is it going to be Aaron Finch and Darcy Short and Warner at 3 maybe? Lynn down to 4? I know, Mick, I can see. Have you seen it? Here they come. They're on the red carpet now. Now, who have we got? Short and Warner. That's exactly the way Australia are going to go. And Dave Warner has not got himself going for some time, the One Day Internationals as well, but he'll be out there pumped up to try and guide his team home. He's really enjoying the leadership and he's captaining well. He'd just like to now contribute with the runs. And obviously when we look at someone like Darcy Short, we know the form he's been in the BBL, rewarded with selection and some real hitting ability. Men in form, Maxwell. See Chris Lynn get any down in Tasmania, but he hit well in that first game. So the hitting ability is there, and I think their approach heels will just be your typical T20 style. If they get there in 15 overs, they will. Use the power play. First 6 overs when England are only allowed 2 men out. Bat as aggressively as you can there without taking unnecessary risks and losing wickets. They're happy to lose 2 in that period, but no more. So David Willey created some real pressure in Hobart. Got the wicket of Warner, then the wicket of Lynn. Where will Finch bat? You know, will he shore up the lower to middle order just before Stoinis? But it's Willey again to start from the members' end at the MCG. They are expecting some sort of swing. They've got a slip in place, tight offside field. And he wants to add to his 23 wickets in this form of the game already. Good evening, Clarkie.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, viewers. I like this. I like Darcy Short opening the batting. I like the faith from David Warner.
Oh, fends it, gets the bat outside the line and gets away with it. Yeah, that's what Willie does well. He gets that ball moving through the air. He's always in the game with a new ball. This one swings quite early, and Warner followed it. You heard through the fix mic and given it the...
Just made him play. Just a little bit of movement, and again, not as quick as a lot of other opening bowlers, but sometimes that can be a strength.
Oh, this time he takes it just over the hands of mid-wicket from wide outside off against the swing. And he's going to pick up 2. But I didn't think there was too much unusual happen to that first ball, but he reacted. The new ball is supposed to shape a bit, isn't it? Oh, you know, this guy does too. So you're sort of expecting it. It started to shape, maybe went off a little bit further with the seam as well, but certainly surprised Dave Warner, but it's what Willie does.
This second ball, exactly the same. This goes away as well. Davey Warner was in a position to pull it, but he had to check his shot because of the swing.
No! Yeah, Daddy wants to get out pulling the ball again. The other night he shelled it. But no sort of jump pull shots that he bunts to the onside. He has got himself in trouble with that one, but committed enough to the stroke.
Yeah, it's a half-hearted pull shot, isn't it? And I think because of the movement, it makes it look worse than it was. But he's trying to get that around the corner. Where they see that square leg umpire, he's trying to get it there.
Oh, that's edge! Butler takes the catch, and Warner's gone again.
Jeez, he's out of nick. David Warner again. Credit to England. Good bowling. Going with Willie, knowing he can swing this brand new ball. David Warner gets a nice delivery. It's full, shapes away. His feet don't move, that's the problem. It's an outside edge, through to Butler. Big first wicket once again. Australia lose one in the first over. Warner gone, 1 for 2.
There's a Toyota feeling for you. David Willey's got Warner again now. Chris Lynn, he's not scared of anything, but he's probably where he doesn't want to be, facing Willey with the swinging ball. Had him out 3 times in 12 balls. He's got 2 to face in the first over. 1 slip, exactly the same field for Lynn as was for Warner. So will he get that big in-swinger first up? Yes, he does. Right where it was in Hobart, just a little more leg side. Carbon copy that one, wasn't it? He's got away with it. There's nowhere there, Chris Lynn, and just hoping in the end when he misses it that it's not going to go back onto the stumps.
That is exactly the same ball that trickled back onto the stumps in Hobart. Look at this, cramps him for room, inside pad onto the stumps. This one misses the pegs.
Oh, now he slams it. Second ball, success for Lynn. It's 4 and it's on. 1 for 6. So Lynn, what a dangerous proposition when he doesn't seem to mind what happens. But what about that? He gets a duck in the last innings. He's nearly out the first ball he faces, and that's the next ball he faces. So I just love it. That's an attitude, isn't it?
He said it, didn't he? See ball, hit ball. It's his plan, and he's 4 off 2. See Tom Curran opening the bowl and getting a chance.
And Darcy Short, once again, has been down the other end watching it all. First ball for him.
He's off the mark.
So here he is, Lynn back on strike. He doesn't hold back, does he? He's an incredible hitter, and he'll excite those that are in the house and those watching at home if he gets going. If he's out there for any length of time, it's going to be short work getting this total. Well, domestic BBL matches, they've analysed, he hits a 6 every 11 balls. So he's just got to stay in for a while. We'll see plenty. So his feet are on middle. He loves to stay leg side of the ball and hit through the offside like that. He's got some length to play with, some height. He's cut it high and almost for 6.
Geez, that's a good shot. It's short, it's there to hit. Again, just his third ball. Times this beautifully. That's the thing about Chris Lynn. He does not care about hitting the ball in the air. A lot of players at the start of their innings, yes, they'll back themselves to play their shots, but they'll try and keep it along the ground early. Chris Lynn's the opposite. He thinks there's no fieldsman up there, I'm taking it on.
But nearly hitting that for 6, that's, what, 85 metres? Over cover. It was a bad ball from Tom Curran. He can't bowl short and wide, please. Jam it in good length on leg stump, maybe. Well, I'm counting these balls. I want him to, when we get close to 11, well, I'm expecting it. See if he keeps up his average. 2 4s in 4 so far. Look at what Darcy Short's done. Gatorade tracker-wise, total distance 11.5 kilometres in the series. Top speed of 29.1 k. Slower ball, slammed just behind point through a small gap.
Again, hands through the ball. He picks his slower ball early, but it's the width. Ian Healy, you mentioned it before. 2 balls early was too short and wide. This one's a fraction fuller, but it's too wide. It's out the back of the hand, sits up. Chris Lynn's not missing out there.
Well, that is his area, isn't it? He does love just to clear those arms. He's a bit like Dave Warner likes to get the arms and hands through in that area as well. Oh, he preys on an overcompensation. Just waited for something to be floated up. He's beat the average. Oh, 6 balls it took, Eels. Reel it in.
Again, look like another slow ball. He's picking them up early. There's the first one, cut shot for 4. Right out of the screws again, out the back of the hand. This time, bang, straight back over his head, Tom Curran.
Well, it's T20 batting at its best. No wonder these IPL teams are shelling out the big coin. This is what he can do. It's extraordinary. Full toss. Almost gets it to the fielder. At the bottom of that bat, probably, and could have been terrible news for Lynn. 1 for 22 from 2. Well, this is a big over. If that last one wasn't big, 2 fours and 6 and 2 singles, but David Willey's the man swinging it, Tom Curran not so. And Chris Lynn is on strike. He had a little bit of trouble in Hobart, a little bit of trouble first up, last over. Willey's round the wicket to him. And conservatively sprays one down leg, trying to stay out of Lynn's strong spot.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here with Willey. He got him out last game. Get back over the wicket. The ball's swinging. Looked to bowl him exactly how he did in the last game, in the first ball he bowled to him. See there, picking up that first wicket. There's enough swing there. Got David Warner with a beauty. That's what he's got to do to Chris Lynn. Stay over, swing it back in, aim for leg stump. Here he's coming around the wicket, trying to change the angle up.
He's asking Lynn to come against the swing. But there's a big gap if he goes with it. If he gets the length he wants, there's some space out on the leg side.
Yeah, there is. He's closing him down, isn't he? He's closing that offside down. The 2 men out that allow deep mid-wicket and long on for Lynn. And it's now going to change, and probably some relief for England now that Short's back on strike. But if he gets going, look out.
With all this action that's happened in 2.1 overs, 28 runs, Darcy Short's faced 1 ball. Can he really rock England and put them on the back foot with a big shot here? Not yet. Willey gets it right again.
Probably because he's been at the other end just watching, having faced one. He thinks, oh, I've got to get on with it. Look what's going on at the other end.
He feels like Cinderella's ugly sister. It's just nothing from the non-striker's end.
That's the advantage of batting with someone like Lynn. You got Finch, you got Maxwell. Afford to give yourself a couple of balls. Darcy's not going to give himself a couple of balls. He's going to take them on.
No, we had a couple. That was his third. You're right. You're spot on. Wow, that was going, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's no one back. There's no one back downtown. So he's really desperate for something to be over pitch right up so he can go back past the bowler. But that wasn't the one. It was a really good length. You can see those green patches, little furry patches on the pitch. Sometimes they hit them, sometimes they don't. The ball reacts differently.
It's nice bowling. Again, the length's good. Pulls Darcy Short into a cover drive. A little bit of shape away. What's he talking about, Ian Healy? There's a good look at that pitch. You see those dry spots. That's what makes this wicket too paced. Hit the dry spot versus hit one of those green patches. Didn't see much turn. So I think the key with the spinners will be change of pace.
Hasn't worked for Tom Curran yet, the change of pace. Maybe when the ball's a touch older, Tom could try that.
Yeah, that's the type of delivery that got Dave Warner out. Yeah, and Chris Lynn, when we spoke to him when he was fielding, said two-paced. So it definitely is. And I mentioned earlier too that the average first innings total during the Big Bash was around 150. And that was the lowest scoring ground in the BBL.
The other thing he said, it was going to be difficult to score down the ground. So what does he do? Slam sixes. Just picked up that slow ball from Tom Curran, deposited it past the side screen right. Short's got his hands full here. Willey is causing him a few dramas, and he defends well. He's 1 from 6. It's 1 for 28. Well, priority ticket access to international matches. You can do that through cricket.com.au/ACF, Australian Cricket Family. For all the Aussie cricket fans. 42,000 in last count.
we've been informed here tonight. That's a great crowd, and England have got all the pressure on right now. 1 for 28 off 3. Lynn's on strike. Curran's been deposed and Jordan's on. Yeah, Spider-Cam has just got stuck. So we've just got a bit of a hold here in the plate. It's good vision. Let's go through. There it is. See, we're down there, but it's trying to reboot the system and get it flying high again. What happens if they can't? Well, we've got that view the rest of the game. Got a sore tentacle. Jordan's chomping at the bit. I'm sure Lynn is chomping at the bit to go and have a piece of him. They're rebooting a winch to get that going. So that's the batting order, but it might shift around. So Finch next, Maxwell Stoinis, and Alex Carey, who's very handy with the blade as well. So it's a really well-balanced T20 side. I know that we can talk of recent history and the fact that internationally Australia have played well in this form of the game, but it's got a good look to it.
Yeah, I agree. So there's plenty of options, plenty of bowling options for the captain. We have a look at Chris Lynn already tonight. Saw the very first ball, he nearly got his middle stump ripped out. From there, I mean, plenty of boundaries. Short and wide, he's made him pay through the offside. And that one ball that's been over-pitched, get that right out of the screws. As we've spoken about, he certainly prefers to stay leg side of the ball and hit through that offside. The length is so important to Chris Lynn.
Yeah, Spider, she's right. Up and away she goes, and yeah, it looks to us like a full and fast at the base of middle and leg, maybe for Lynn. That's about the only place you might stop him for a ball or two.
Oh, that's the fine line, isn't it? If you can keep it there, if you're good enough to keep doing it, but as soon as you get out of that channel, then you're in strife. He'll give you that chance, though, won't he? If you get it somewhere in that zone, because he just keeps going.
It's along the ground and well stopped. Knocked down, they'll probably still get just one.
Yeah, well, the problem England have got is their field is very leg side dominant. Their 2 men out at the moment are on the leg side for Chris Lynn, but they're giving him too much width. He'd prefer to stay through the offside. Chris Jordan into the attack. He's a fraction quicker, so he might see a bit of extra pace. He might use that bouncer. That's where the communication between captain and bowler is so important. You've got to give the bowler that field he wants, but the bowler's got to be able to execute.
Putting a slip in there now for Darcy Short back on strike. So he hasn't found any sort of rhythm, and England sense that they might pick him up if Jordan gets the length and the speed right. They're putting another one on the offside now too. So he's got to go across Darcy Short. Can he counteract that with a pull shot? Oh, it's a bad ball. It's wide.
They can't afford these, England. They've got to be perfect with the ball tonight. 1 for 30 into the 4th. They need 2 more wickets here. ASAP. Down the leg side. It's the advantage of a left-right hand combination. Bowler needs to adjust, and adjust quickly.
That's the offside they're looking to have him hit through. They don't want him hitting that well, though.
No, well, he's got that one away. His first boundary, crunched it. And he's played that so well. Execution perfect. Just a little bit of width. Not much. He's ran with that angle across him. Third man had no chance of getting it.
Jordan's got to stay clear of over-pitching because there's no protection back past him. And he's just got it a touch too short. That's good length. Singles achieved.
Yeah, nice batting from short after the boundary. Picks up a single. It's Lynn back on strike. He's 20 off only 9 balls, Chris Lynn.
Oh, look at them spread out. They're only allowed 2 men out, and they're both on the leg side, on the right of screen. One on square and one at mid-wicket. He's hit all his runs the other side in this innings, so Jordan must be going to bowl straighter to him and just not offer any cut shots that he can work through that offside field. But let's see how he goes. Lynn, is he going to back away and hit over or through that offside, or go leg? He goes leg and loses.
We giggle at each other. It's just bounced it a little bit more. Chris Lynn, he's still smirking. He's the sort of player, isn't he, that when he gets back on strike, the crowd go, oh, here we go. Yeah, what's going to happen?
You pay to watch him, for sure. He is a pure entertainer, and he'll take it on. That's what Jordan's laughing at. He's got 2 men back. It's an 85-metre hit. Chris Lynn's saying, I don't care. Get anywhere near the middle of this bat, it's going out of the stadium.
Good call, Darcy Short. Spin works well against Lynn too. You know, in his whole BBL career, he averages just under 11 runs per over against quicks, the right arm pace, but left arm orthodox 6, and leg spin 6.5.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Chris Lynn's greatest challenge, playing all around the world, whether it be T20 cricket, one-day cricket. I think he likes the extra pace of the Australian conditions, so he goes and plays in the subcontinent, or even England. The next one-day World Cup, the ball generally spins there and the pitches are a little bit slower. So that's the area he's going to need to continue to work.
They didn't pick him for the last T20 World Cup because of that, did they? But how's he ever going to prove himself? He'll be right.
And he's improved out of sight. He's much better against spin now. You see him in the IPL, he's a lot better than he used to be.
Through the gap, yes. He's timed that well. Minimal footwork and fast blade. 1 for 40. There's a comparison. England 3 for 34. Too many power play wickets. In Australia, they've lost Warner, but they've bounced hard since. 38 from 22 balls, this partnership. Lynn's back on strike. Willie stays round the wicket. Mid-on's back to long on, and square leg is deep. Everyone else up. Oh, he walks inside it.
What he was doing there, trying to expose the man up. At 45, the man is just pine square deep on that onside, so just where he wants to go.
You reckon he expected the short ball? He looked like it, didn't he? He was back ready for it.
I think he just knows there's such a big gap past that square leg umpire. You can see on the right of screen that man at 45 up. He's just got to get it into the gap and he gets 4.
Good swing again.
It also indicates that he knows the line he's now getting, that it's not going to allow him to get through the offside, even though everyone's up in the ring. So he's sort of given up even thinking that at the moment.
Go with it. He's got 2 things to go with, really. Angle from Willie, left arm round the wicket into Lynn, and then a little bit of swing to go with it. Oh, he goes the other way. He's swinging away. He'll do his shoulder again.
Yeah, good bowling from Willie. Saw him coming at him. Chris Lynn drops it short. Not the worst idea from Chris Lynn either. 3rd man up, so if he gets anything on that, he's going to get at least 4.
Number 23, he's 10 not out. Very famous sporting number. Oh, he goes with it. He gets a full toss. He also gets a 6.
Brilliant batting, Chris Lynn. Again, really going with that round the wicket angle, trying to cramp him. Chris Lynn stays still this time, uses the pace that's over-pitched. With that angle in towards leg stump, he only has to get bat on it. That's what he was trying to do in the first ball. Hits this out in the middle, uses that swing and that angle for another 6.
6 ability. You've got me counting balls in between now, Hills. 9 balls.
Oh, he nearly goes again. It's a scary proposition. David Willie's follow-through is about 1 millimetre.
was perfectly helped on its way. That's the problem with the plan, is if you just don't quite get it right, there's just no margin for error with a batsman like Chris Lynn, and there's not many like him. Over the road, but goes with ease. To have known what Darcy Short had said to him when he came down that last swing and miss, what you're actually saying to someone like Chris Lynn.
Bad luck, mate, that you missed it. Next ball, hit it for 6, please.
It's a pretty good spell, this from Willie. His 3 overs have cost just 17 when Australia are launching 1 for 47. Unsurprising, the results of the Gillette viewers' verdict. Who's the favourite Australian batsman to watch? It's Lynn, and there he is. Maxwell not far behind and not long if they lose a wicket. Another full toss. Just fast and powerful. Oh, just got a giggle. It's extraordinary. Watch his hands through this shot.
It's baseball. He wants a home run every ball, Chris Lynn. If you miss your length at all, look at this, and the power. Flat bat, smacks that over mid-on, 1 bounce 4. I'm with the viewers.
You know why that?
Watching him.
You know why that didn't go for 6? It hit the bottom of the bat. That's out of the bottom. That's the way he got his hands through, though. It was just a flick. Where's this one going? Jordan can't over-pitch because there's no one back past him. They're both up. Slower ball. Yeah, no, well, a slower ball. Good work, good deception. And then he mirrors playing it down the ground. If you feel you're having a bad day with the ball in hand, though, you must be just running in going, whoa, where am I putting this one? Where's it going? But yeah, which variation will I try? Will I try my slower ball? There's no one at long off or long on. I shouldn't really be doing this. What's this one? Yeah, bangs it in. It's in the air. The wicket keeper Butler's under it. And Jordan picks up the big wicket of Lynn.
Yeah, it's a huge wicket. Chris Lynn, back of a length. He wanted the big pull shot. Might have hit him a little bit quicker than he expected. England needed that. Chris Lynn looking for another boundary. Jordan bangs it in, gets high on the bat. Straight up in the air. Joss Butler's not going to drop that.
Yeah, it just bounced a little bit more than he thought. 2 for 51.
Maxwell's in, not Finch. The crowd love it too. So it's just under 10 and over they're sitting at. And England need another wicket. They definitely need to see the back of Maxwell. Darcy Short's 10 from 10 as well.
Well, everyone can breathe for a moment. Whirlwind innings there, breaking the back of a run chase, but they've still got to keep going. And wickets here for England can slow it up. They've got 2. Darcy Short has batted in an orthodox fashion. The cover drive, that last 4 was hit with such power.
Just a discussion between captain and bowler as to whether they review that delivery. Like a pitched outside leg. Yeah, I think Darcy Short's just giving himself a bit more time, and like we said, it's the advantage you got when you got someone like Chris Lynn up the other end.
It's a good ball from Jordan. 100 Ks, that's all it was. His slower ball is a big change-up, and Darcy Short couldn't wait long enough. There's another one. Still doesn't play a big shot at it.
Maxwell back in Australian colours, and coming off that 100, he's been in terrific T20 form. So he'll be full of confidence. Never plays without confidence, does he, Maxwell? He's that sort of player.
He was outstanding the other night. Come in, team was under pressure. One-man show, really. 3 for with the ball. brilliant in the field, and then an unbelievable 100, as good as you'll see. So yeah, he's confident to be sky high. Can he get Australia home again tonight? See a slip come in, man at cover comes in catching. So England know they have to get Glenn Maxwell early.
Last ball of the power play too. He's happy. 2 for 52 after 6. So well above the worm of England. And better off in the wickets column as well. Now Adil Rashid is coming in. David Willey, we talked about his spell. 15 dot balls out of 18 that he bowled. Probably bowled a few more than that for a wide or two. But that was a great spell when Lynn and Short really wanted him.
Yeah, Rashid into the attack. Thought he was good the other night without much luck. Really had Glenn Maxwell that catch it long off. Just given not out. Just not sure if he's going to get the same amount of spin as we saw on Wednesday night. Glenn Maxwell seemed to pick that wrong one as well. One of his major strengths is being able to spin the ball both ways, but Maxwell was so good the other evening. He was picking them early. Lovely deal.
And this is a tough scenario for Rashid. The batsman doesn't have to come that hard at him. They need 6 and over now, that's all. So they can take their time and read it better. Yeah, it seems that Maxwell is willing to do that a little bit more. He's got a slightly different approach to the start of his innings. Obviously there's going to be that day where he goes early and he'll keep going with that, but it just seems he's a little bit more circumspect and giving himself a bit of a chance at the start. And probably trusts the power that he's able to produce at the end. He's more comfortable not having to do it every time. Build into it, set your feet, and finish strong.
I reckon he used to go out there occasionally though and thinking, and maybe his teammates wound him up, Maxie, we want to see that first ball going for 6, and he tried to live up to it. I think he's lost that.
And often when there's 2 men behind point there up in the circle, and he's trying to slice one through them there, but those 2 men behind point, when he used to see that, he used to play the reverse sweep straight away, up and over them. Just 4 singles from it, 2 for 56.
So 2 for 56 Australia. They're going along nicely, 8 and over. That's all they need. They need to score at 6.3 from here on in. Liam Dawson's in the attack. His first game of this series. Left arm orthodox spin. So spin from either end. At the moment, it looks to me like Short and Maxwell seem pretty calm just to knock it around at the moment. Wait for a bad ball.
No need to rush, is there? 81 from 77. Just have a look at the left arm spinner. The key to this, they've got a left-hander in. So the left-hander can maybe, if he wants to take a risk, it'll be his job to take the risk. Max will get himself in. But they'll just want to build a little partnership. They want to get it down to 50, down to 40, make the game safe.
There's a different sort of innings, isn't it, for Darcy Short? Like a lot of those games of the Big Bash, he got off to a bit of a flyer. First 7 over or 6 overs in the power play, he was already probably 30. And this time around, he's only 14, and he's been out there since the first ball.
It swung around, didn't it? Willie bowled really well. Really, really well. Got the ball to swing. We saw a lot of plays and misses. A lot of wafts outside off stump.
Well, I think it's encouraging, actually, that he's learnt. I mean, that there's more than one way to skin the cat, so to speak, and
or hurrying straight on off the surface, skidding on a bit.
Lovely now.
But I just think the selectors will be pleased to see that in short, that he hasn't shown himself to be too one-dimensional in his thinking. Particularly as Lynn went so well at the other end.
Maxwell gets that away for a single, but spinners from either end working for England at the moment. Just the runs coming in singles. They might look for two this time. He's got it into the gap. Oh, was a yes and a no, and there was probably two there in the end. Little fumble. 2 for 60. Over 42,000 people here tonight. Lots of kids too. Great to see. Enjoying the cricket. Here's Rashid. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm not sure he picked that one.
It's a lovely atmosphere here at the MCG. They love their T20 cricket. They love their cricket. They love their sport in Melbourne. Such an unbelievable arena. This, the tennis next door, the football, the AFL, it's all here, all within a mile of each other. Such a beautiful sporting arena.
It's a darn good crowd, 42,000. Not quite half full for a stadium of this size, but given we're right at the back end of the season and the tournament's a bit confusing because the second half of it goes on in New Zealand, I think the support's great.
Oh, Maxwell can't find the gap. There's that reverse sweep he uses a lot. He says he plays it as well as a forward defence. He probably does. He doesn't play the forward defence very often.
Yeah. I'm sorry to those viewers if you heard me shouting as soon as he started to reverse sweep. I shouted, Maxi!
Well, he finds a gap there. Lovely placement. Won't be four. He'll get two. And all of a sudden, watch what he does, Maxwell. Because he improvises so much, he asks questions of the bowler. They're not sure whether to bowl slower, quicker, bowl the leggy or the wrong one.
It's about picking the leg spinner, and I think that was the point of difference in the last fixture. He picked Adil Rashid. A lot of the Australian batsmen have struggled to pick Adil Rashid, and certainly in the second game, he picked him. And that was a little bit quicker through the air. He was probably not watching the ball as close as he was, but he did certainly picked him in Hobart, and you can see he's opened up his stumps there. And he's just got such good eyes to manipulate the spin.
Oh, he's got enough on that. Bit of a top edge, but he'll do. Once again, it won't be four. Improvisation needed. England bowling well, making it tough. 2 for 65. Well, there you go. Shows you it's a close tussle. Australia still in front. 2 for 65 after 9. It's not easy. Pitch is a little too paced, a little uneven. Spinner's not easy to get away. Oh, it's clubbed. Nice and straight too. Straight enough to find the boundary. Picked the gap beautifully in the deep.
Yeah, you said it right, Tubbs. Clubbed. It really was clubbed. Ian Dawson chucked it outside the eye line. And it was smashed straight back over his head.
Well, that was the problem. It just allowed Darcy Short to free his arms and pick a spot. If he'd have been straighter, he'd have been limited to where he looked to score.
Oh, that's majestic. Straight over long on.
That's what he did all of the Big Bash. Anything that was up to him, and he's building an innings here, Short. Talked about how good he is. We talked at the top of the show how good he is, how well he played in Hobart. It was only a start. He said he needed to get rid of that and go on and score some runs to be accepted into this Australian team, into any team. And maybe he's building something really special, a match-winning innings here for Australia.
Great bat speed, stays down and through the shot, doesn't come up and out of it. Real power.
Oh, now that's nice placement to go with the power of the last shot. It was nice use of the feet.
It really does look as if he's got something, this guy. Pretty impressive impact on the game over the last 6 weeks or so.
Good over this for Australia, 13 from it already. Now what will Maxwell do here? Damage has been done. Knowing Glenn Maxwell, that doesn't mean much. He likes to keep it going. He backs away, annoyed with himself, picks out the fielder. Oh, Maxwell says I can go as well. Oh, that's even better. 19 from the over. 2 for 84. Two great blows in that over. One from Darcy Shaw to start the over. And now one from Maxwell. Good strike that. Rashid to continue. Look for two here. It's right in the middle of about 3 fielders. Settle for one.
Yeah, we're just talking, Mark Nicholas, about how good a player he is. And this was his first scoring shot. And the ability to come in and to just knock that ball into the offside just shows the time, the quality and the class. And I agree with both of you. He's better than a slugger. He's better than a pinch hitter. He's a very good cricketer. He's building an innings here. He was striking at just under 100. And then he started to accelerate. Let's just hope that he can convert. Oh, my goodness. Glenn Maxwell. That's all I've got is, oh, my goodness. He has played it a couple of times. He played it brilliantly in the previous over. But the cheek to just keep going. He does it so well. Joss Buttler changed the field. There's a backward point on the boundary. There's a sweeper on the boundary. He just picks his gap. Have a look at that. 1,000 runs for Glenn Maxwell in T20 cricket. Look at the far right corner. 200s.
Oh, that is real good too. I think he's picked that and hit it straight back over the bowler. Beautiful placement.
Yeah, we've seen two, haven't we? Previous over we saw width to short. We've seen width to Maxwell. Have a look at that. Where does Adil Rashid go? Now loop on outside off stump. Maxi, bang, straight back over his head. It's a clinic from these two.
Well, England's lesson tonight is to bowl straighter, because every time any width has been offered outside off stump, it's just been hammered.
And again, he goes again, finds the crowd again.
This guy's a star. He just has the ability to turn it on, and from ball one he has the ability to go. He's at 2 6s, he's at 2 4s. They've been brilliant cricket shots. The thing that Maxwell does really well is he's put so much pressure on the bowler. Incredible amount of pressure on the bowler, because his best ball he can hit for a boundary. And that's when the bowler stands at the top of his mark and he just thinks, well, my best ball's gone for a boundary. Where on earth do I go now?
Well, the last 2 overs of spin before this, I think were like 4 and 3 or something. 4 and 5, actually, I've been told, all singles. Then we had 19 from the last one. This one's gone for 15 with 2 balls left. Same 2 bowlers. In the gap, that could be 4 more, will be 4 more.
It's very difficult for Adil Rashid. Even the greats would struggle against this sort of ball striking. And the options are slim. Sometimes you've got to cut your losses, try to get it very full and get it up in the block hole. Other times you just got to get it right up in the air and hope that the flight just deceives the batsman. But this is certainly the ball before last. You just got to put your hand up and say, great shot.
Change of field, extra man out the onside now. Two behind point. Cuts. Just be a single. It'll hang on to the strike. 20 off that over. 19 off the last. 2 for 104. Oh, about 2 overs ago, Glenn Maxwell was 6 runs off 11 balls. He was actually 8 off 13. So the last 6 balls, he's made 25 runs. Darcy Short's also picked it up. Nice 6 and a couple of 4s to him as well. Australia now motoring. 2 for 104. Tom Curran back into the attack. Whew, this is tough for Joss Butler. Taking over the skipper. Owen Morgan's probably sitting back in the shed saying, well, better you than me.
Yeah, it is tough. Very, very tough when you've got guys like this who will probably destroy any bowlers in the world. Well, certainly Glenn Maxwell, the way that he's striking at the moment, he would take apart any bowling attack in the world. Difficult to set fields, difficult to bowl. A pretty good game for Owen Morgan to just sit on the sideline and watch.
With that 54 from 34, these two. Now they only need to score at 3.7 to win from here on in.
Yeah, they do, and it's getting quite happy during the one-day series, Tubbs, when we were talking about England's fight back. It was 4-0 in the test match. It was 4-1 in the one-day internationals. So Australia just pipping England, but unfortunately the T20s have let the side down here. And we're going to leave with our tails between our legs, Mark Nicholas, on our flights back. But yeah, it's been a brilliant summer of cricket. It really has. Incredible entertainment, and Maxwell's certainly finishing off in a quite magnificent way at the moment.
Well, it certainly has had its ebbs and flows, hasn't it? It's been quite strange. The Ashes sort of all flowed Australia's way, and then you thought that would go into the one-dayers, but it didn't. England's turned it round, and really it was almost a surprise when Australia won one of those. And then I think we all expected probably England to come out here and win these 2 games. But to be fair to England, they've got quite a few players out, haven't they? Like Morgan's not playing. You see Liam Plunkett sitting down over there. Wokes and Stokes and Moeen Ali and Joe Root's not playing. They've got a lot of guys who aren't in this squad at the moment. So I dare say this is not their best T20 side. And I think at the same time, Australia are getting their side right. It'll be a wide.
Yeah, and I think Mark Nicholas was also saying that a lot of the Australian players have come straight in from the Big Bash, and I think that definitely plays to your advantage. Playing on these wickets, we played this 6 weeks of T20 cricket here. A couple of these blokes have come in, played a couple of one-days, but it's just that momentum of playing T20 cricket. It's that confidence to take on the bowler, because each ball's an event in this form of the game.
Maxwell looking for 2. We'll get back here. Look at him go. Yeah, desperation. Still pushing hard. Good stuff.
Yeah, and I do think the shorter the game, the more relevant momentum is, because there's so little time to do anything about it if you're the side on the wrong end of it. Very good running. First one quick, second one even quicker. This is a bit of a procession now. 29 needed from 50 balls. Both these guys in the 30s and timing it sweet.
A big full toss. Is that going to be a no ball? No, no call from either umpire. It was probably just okay, wasn't it? Above waist height. They're generally quite strict on that. Full pitch balls above waist height. That was okay.
Nature of the game is that the length balls are going out the park, and the 2 full tosses were knocked for a single.
It's raced down to fine leg. just be one. 2 for 111. So Adil Rashid will bowl his last over. 3 overs for 29, which she doesn't look too bad, but 1 over went for 20. It's that spike we told you about. There's those 2 overs. Overs 10 and 11 were just magnificent from an Australian point of view. A 19 and a 20, that puts a dent in any run chase. Some majestic strikes from both these batsmen. And he picked that one. That was the wrong one. Picked it nicely, Darcy Short. Single. Now, what will Maxwell do here? He's got the helmet off. I just don't see Glenn Maxwell knocking the ball around here, even though only 3.5 runs are needed per over. It's not the way he plays.
What makes you think that, Tubbs?
There it is. He just knocked it down for a single. Yeah, he just knocked it down to long on for a single.
Yeah, the modern day block. There it is. The block that goes to mid-on at a rate of knots. Just enjoying his cricket, isn't he, Maxie? At the front of the hand, the zooter, the flipper, I don't know what you call it.
Well, it's such a good message, isn't it, to young fans? The Maxwell's approach and that smile we see, the general sense that, you know, he's just loving his cricket, and that does transmit to the audience. It's a very important thing for cricket.
Well, it's well taken. Now, was that pad or bat? Umpire thinks pad. They're going to review this. And why wouldn't you? They need to. They need a wicket.
Yeah, well, but definitely a noise and a clicky noise.
Chris.
So just a question of whether it's bad or clips the top of the pad or something. But definitely a clear
caught
noise.
behind. Could we start with the front foot, please? Okay, we have a fair delivery. Can we move on to front on spin vision, please? Okay, could you give me leg side hotspot, please? Could you just rock and roll that back, please? Thank you. Could you give me snicko, please? And can you just freeze that, please? Rock and roll that forward. Take it back. That's right, now forward. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going back on field to Chris. There's no contact between bat and ball. You can stay with your decision of not out. I'll let you know when you're on screen. On screen now. Thank you.
Two for 113. Darcy Short just never looked all that concerned about that. You understand England reviewing it though. They need a wicket. Need to break these two up.
Yeah, probably do the same batting with Maxwell at the moment. Just get him on strike. Seen it like a beach ball. Some of the beach balls floating around the perimeters of the boundary, as you always see in the shorter form of the game here in Australia. He is seeing it like that bad boy. There's Maxie's cricket ball at the moment. Just misses that one wide. Have to bowl another one, but doing it easy now, Tubbs. 23 from 43. Game over.
And Adil Rashid's just trying to work out how he gets away with this ball. It's his last ball. He doesn't want to see it end up in the crowd. Oh, you guys, quick dart. It fired it in. That'll do. Just a single.
That was 15 mph quicker than the ball he finished the last over of the bowl with. 216.
England 7 for 137, never enough, and there was no flow in the innings. 46 from Butler from 49. Never really got himself going with that fluency, even though it was their highest score on Australia. Well, it's been domination from big hitters, and Maxwell has come out and just destroyed Rashid. And now he's playing some interesting shots. That one will see the end of Maxwell. It's been a clinching innings, though. Top edge.
Well, he wanted the downtown, back of the length again from Jordan, mid off, mid on up. Wanted to hit that straight back past the bowler. Fortunately for Glenn Maxwell, goes straight up. Another easy catch for Josh Butler. So Maxwell goes another fine innings. 39 off only 26 deliveries. Australia 3 for 116.
And Aaron Finch is out there batting down the order. Different for him. He's used to opening most of the time in short form cricket, so to wait around in the longer form, so it's not like it's totally different for him, but in this form it is. He's ranked so highly in the T20 international rankings, number 2 on the list, and he joins Darcy Short, who has been fantastic in this 34 from 30.
Chris Jordan's average speed, we saw, was 140 k's an hour, and yet he's bowled a lot of slow balls, so he's fast enough, and he's got it high. The short ball needs to be high and have the batsman reaching and heaving, and Maxwell still had the slice. The blade sliced open and hit it straight up.
That was similar to Chris Lynn as well, wasn't it? Just a little bit of extra bounce on that top edge. Maxwell thought it might have flown over the keeper. It's a short, slow ball. Finch on strike now. What's his approach? Just to nudge it round, or has he got that capability? I'm not sure he does either.
I'm not sure Finch is nudging it around. He's trying to get this over with. He's batted a lot in the middle order in the IPL. He started last season at the top of the order, and they did exactly the same. Put him in the middle order because he's so aggressive, and he starts well against the spinners. So he's played this role before, Aaron Finch. I think ideally he'd love to open the batting. I think he's that good a player. If he doesn't open, he can still play a part in this team.
We're at the cover field on the left here. Look at this gap. There's no one there. It's mid-off, and if he gets something to drive, England are going to watch a 4.
And that man there's in a catching position around the corner, so it's very much set up for some short stuff. Finch, before that first ball, was practicing the pull shot. Yeah, so they're just running with a specific plan because they know it's got to be about taking the rest of the wickets to have any chance of winning it. And it's slipped away quickly for England. And again, he goes short. And it gets there, even though it came off the glove.
Well, that was the plan for England. Use the bouncer. Try and get Finch caught around the corner. Just gets enough glove on it. Oswald end up catching up with the pace of the ball. Skids off quite quickly. Gets it so fine. He beats that man at fine leg.
So Australia only needed a further 17 runs to win this, and that will qualify them for the final of this triangular T20 series. 3 games in New Zealand after this one. Oh, that's not been out of the middle of the bat either, but it goes. There we go. Finch wants to finish it. 3 for 125. Coming up very shortly, we're looking forward to this, the footy season around the corner. So February 16th, it's the World Club Challenge. Mighty Melbourne Storm down here in Melbourne take on the Leeds Rhinos. And that's NRL Premiers Storm take on the best in the UK Super League, and that's the champs, Leeds Rhinos. So again, it's February 16, Amy Park is the venue, so you can watch it live and free on Nine's Widewater Sports from 7:30 p.m. Tickets now available, ticketek.com.au.
The Melbourne Storm had a behind closed doors game against Newcastle the other day, which was on the news, so not totally closed. So we're just getting ready for the Rhinos. The Rhinos will be coming off their season, Melbourne leading into theirs.
Good running, take the single, and life without Cooper Cronk. It'll be interesting for the Storm.
Yeah, do we know who they've got? Munster will step up at 5'8". Probably, I don't even know who the 5'8", the halfback might be. Cooper Cronk going to the Roosters. He's in the Tricolours training gear and working at it. They're stacking them up.
Yeah, that's for sure. 42,691 is the crowd tonight. And, to see the end of the international season in Australia. This feels weird. The last night of commentary for the season, 2017-18. And hear our director cry.
Good weird or bad weird?
Well, it's just strange when you close down a season. Oh! And close down a match! Australia nearly there. That has gone a million miles.
Yeah, that's massive from Aaron Finch. There it is. There's another practice go, loosening the wrist. He lines this up beautifully, Finch. Gets that right out of the middle. It's a good effort too. Just puts it down.
Oh. Well, that'll be it. 6. And it's Australia's game. T20 perfection from the Aussies. They've found balance, they've found confidence, and they've put on a batting display in chasing down the 137.
Their attitude must have been, let's not muck around, because what could they have chased tonight? There's 5.5 overs to go, and they're 138 on the board. That's huge. Finch's power, whether he's in the middle order or at the top of the order, it's there.
Aaron Finch, 20 off 5 deliveries. Unbelievable. That ball's gone a long way over third man as well to bring up the winning runs. But Darcy Short, wonderful performance as well. 36 off only 33 balls. You're right, Slats. The Aussies have been outstanding in all 3 T20s so far. They've looked very dominant in this format. Exactly what they were after. Ranked 7th in the world. They're looking to change that. They're off to a flyer.
Yeah, they will. They will with this team. If they can stay together, stay fit, stay confident. There's some strike batting. Let's not underestimate the innings from Darcy Short either. 36 from 33. A lot of correct strokes in there. Hit it powerfully as well. And the Aussies are humming after a very disappointing one-day international series. They've turned it around in these T20s, and as I mentioned, the triangular moves to New Zealand, but as of tonight the Aussies have qualified for the final.
Yes, well, England have got to play New Zealand twice over there. Australia just play New Zealand once, and they can get it right and warm up for that final, so that's good. Not great news for David Warner. That then goes to South Africa with 1 day before the test match starts in South Africa, but he'll take it.
England have come up against a powerful attack. Ricky Ponting on screen, he's been involved, he's been helping out. Matthew Mott, who's coached the Australian women's team as well, involved. So an injection of a couple of different minds, some different philosophies, and Ricky Ponting going back to coach in the IPL. And a great mind when it comes to the game. And I'm sure he's enjoyed the involvement and now witnessing this success. So we'll take a quick break. We've got the presentation and a wrap-up from everyone here at Channel 9.
A 7-wicket victory for the Australians, and done with 5.5 overs to spare. A really impressive performance tonight, specifically actually with the ball in the first part of that game, and then some typically confident batting to follow. We're ready with the presentation. First up is England's captain, Jos Buttler. It's not going so well.
No, again, another poor performance really from us. We didn't quite soak up the pressure early on with the bat, losing early wickets. The plan then to back it up for the end and get going, and none of us really kicked on. So we never really felt like we had enough. And again, the power of Australia proved too much.
You've got good experience of these players from the Big Bash. Australia getting together a pretty good side.
Yeah, they are. Some good players. But, we'll come back to ourselves. We've got good players as well, and we haven't performed to our abilities yet. That's disappointing. But the beauty of this tri-series, we'll carry on, and now we look forward to New Zealand and the 2 games there against them.
Yeah, Wellington and Hamilton. We don't know that you have to win them both, but it's sure going to help, I think.
Yeah, I think we will. We look forward to those games. It's disappointing. We felt we didn't do ourselves justice in Hobart, and we were determined to bounce back here, and we haven't managed that. But now hopefully a change of country will bring that.
You've got to go win those games. Go well, Jos. Right, our man of the match tonight. We reckon the Australian bowlers did such a great job that it had to be one of them. And for 3 for 33, tonight's player of the match, Kane Richardson. Congratulations, well done, you're in good shape.
Yeah, interesting choice, I guess, but I'll take it. It's probably a reflection of the bowling innings of a whole from everyone.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, you've come together as a unit very well. You've got the pace of Billy and the variety of Andrew, and Marcus bowled well tonight too.
Yeah, it's always handy when you're all-rounder, can bowl 4 overs to 17, I think it is. So I think that's what helps, especially bowling at the back end when you've got Ashton Agar and Marcus bowling so well through the middle. It makes your job a lot easier at the end and takes the pressure off.
You look like a side enjoying your cricket.
Yeah, it's been good fun. I don't know what it is, but I guess it helps when you're winning. Everyone just seems to know their role, and there's a lot of clarity around the team.
All right, well done. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Okay. Tonight's player of the match, Kane Richardson, and now to David Warner. Seems to us that you've got a lot of players out of the Big Bash really in form and sort of on a roll in this form of the game.
Yeah, you just hit the nail on the head there. They've been in tremendous form. They've come out and they're playing, with freedom, and they're playing fearless. It's exciting. Even the way that the bowlers bowled on this wicket is the same one as the one-day wicket. It had a little bit in it if you bowled that good length, a little bit up and down, and the way they executed was absolutely fantastic, and the way that the batters finished off there was just absolutely clinical. And you must feel with the ball that whoever you turn to is got the answer for you. Yeah, they do, and credit to the bowlers. I give them the responsibility of making sure they set their own fields and bowl to it, and they've accepted that challenge and responsibility, and they've delivered for me. A word for Darcy Shaw. Yeah, look, he's fantastic player. He's nice and still at the crease. You saw tonight, he's got a different gear, and he played that anchor role. Now you've got to head to New Zealand. You're secure, I think, but it'll still be fun to go and play at Auckland. You've had real serious games of cricket there in the past. Yeah, look, it's exciting. I love going over to New Zealand, and as a cricket player, it's deceptive, that ground at Eden Park, and look, we're looking forward to that challenge. All right, we wish you well. Well done, David. Good effort tonight. Cheers. That concludes our presentation here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And now back here live on 9, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to just briefly attempt to wrap up the summer. See you then. And welcome back to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Tonight the Australians triumphed by 7 wickets. Have played really good cricket throughout this T20 series. They go to New Zealand next, but they're pretty sure now of making it, well, I think they are sure of making it to the final over in New Zealand. We're going to look back over the summer with these 4 wise men and just pick moments, really. A moment, a player that's really done it for you in what has been an extraordinary summer of cricket in so many ways. Michael, you start off.
Well, I think you're going to say something about the fast bowlers. To complement the fast bowlers, Nathan Lyon, to me, has just been special for 2 years, and he has become, as an off-spinner, a strike spin bowler, and that is so hard to do. So he's my player of, it was obviously the test matches, but he was superb.
you want me to go now?
Yeah, I promise you.
Well,
I did promise you.
To go with Nathan Lyon, I like the Australian fast bowling attack, the threesome. So how good it was to see Stark, Cummins and Hazelwood perform so well and so athletically together for once. And now we can keep those together, and with Nathan Lyon, all four of them getting more than 20 wickets for the summer, it was unreal. We can now work on our depth and really get some backup for them ready to go for a decade.
Okay. Mark?
I can't go past the Australian captain, the Australian Test and one-day captain anyway, Steve Smith. I think he set the tone for the summer way back at the Gabba in the first Test match we did when he made that 100 in the first innings of that game. That got Australia in front in that game, which they won the Test match, went on to win that series 4-0. Yes, they stumbled in the one-days and we saw a bit more of a tired Steve Smith, but I think his batting in the Ashes series that started at the Gabba set the tone, and it's the reason now the Ashes, Mark Nicholas, reside here in Australia.
Yes, pretty much deservedly so as well. Over to you, Michael.
I've enjoyed seeing some new faces, whether it be through the one-day format or the T20. We see Darcy Short, Alex Carey, Andrew Tye, Jai Richardson. I've really enjoyed it. I haven't had the luxury to see much of those guys through the BBL. So to see them come onto the Australian international stage and really play the exact same cricket that they've been playing at a level below shows that the Australian domestic system is still very strong, shows that we've got plenty of talent if one of our quicks is to get injured or one of our batsmen is to miss a game. And I think, that sets a really good tone for all the current players to know that Australian cricket's in great hands and you're not far away from getting an opportunity to represent your country.
Okay, fully fit Pat Cummins for me, realising that talent, a long journey after his first Test match to make it to play in an Ashes series, and he truly did himself justice. Now here are some stats for you. Okay, this season alone, we have covered 16,970 balls, 11,143 runs, 337 wickets, 19 hundreds, most of them by Steve Smith, 52 50s, lots of those by Joe Root, 21 ducks, don't know who was the king of the ducks, 21 century partnerships. That's on the field. Off the field, just under 28 and a half hours of pre-game shows. Well done, boys, outstanding. Just under 15 hours of rainfill. That is top draw work.
Good work. A lot of work there.
If you've done the whole season with us on the road with Nine's coverage of the game, you've travelled 27,500 kilometres in the air. A lot of lame jokes, not enough of Warney through the one-day series. And in summary, congratulations and thank you for your support. We've enjoyed it, haven't we?
We've had a huge fun. Fantastic. A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Top summer. Began with the girls way back when, finished with the boys tonight, utterly dominant over England. From the Melbourne Cricket Ground and from Nine's wide world of sport, it's a very goodbye to all of you.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.